What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Barz and Shotz, episode 130. You got myself, Flaw 700. You got Ant, the Great One, and you got Jarrell. What's going on, fellas?
What up?
What up, yo?
Hey, man.
This sound like Miles Davis over here, fam. What up, yo?
And, before we get into our mental health and all of that, I just want to announce that we do have a special guest in the building with us. All the way from Brooklyn, New York. I hope I'm in Brooklyn, right? All right. All the way from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, I live in Queens, but I would never represent Queens, man. Born and raised in Brooklyn, East New York.
That's what's up.
Hey, this is the first time I'm actually going to be talking to somebody from Brooklyn and moved to another borough, but don't want to rep that borough. Like, I've heard stories about New York.
Jarrell was about to get on you just now, bro. I swear to God. You see this face? He's about to get.
I was like, hold on, fam. What happened?
Oh, man. Oh, we got the Die Hard Knicks co-host, podcast. Eru, what's going on, man?
Chilling, man. I'm actually nervous to be on the show, man. I actually really like you guys show, man. I love the energy, Big Flaw. You're definitely great. What you do, I love what the Great One does, and my man Jarrell is awesome too, man. So I'm excited to be here, man.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate you having being on the show with us. Before we get started as well, we have an honorary member of the podcast. His name is Roland, and he's shocked to see you on here. He's pissed right now.
Yeah, shout out to Roland, man.
Salute to Roland in the chat because Roland been trying to get on this show for ages, nigga.
Hey, he came on. He said, "Wow,
what the
nigga on here." You niggas,
Roland, man, Roland.
Yeah, shout out to Roland though.
Roland, you gonna get an invite soon, bro. We gotta figure this out because last time Roland tried to get on, it was on the phone.
Yeah.
And for some reason he couldn't get on, so we need to get Roland on there.
Roland has been a fan since day one, and he's He's like the elder statesman that lets us know we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. He lets us know. He keeps us in check. Like we don't know shit. You get what I'm saying? So we definitely appreciate Roland. What's going on, fellas? How's everybody's mental health? Y'all already know how we get down, how we start off the pod.
Nigga.
Okay, hey, so listen,
I'm type twisted because I get married in a month,
right?
And I'm psyched about that, but I got COVID.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it. Let's
exactly. We tried. We got HIPAA laws around here.
I got hit with. I got diagnosed with COVID. I took the test yesterday, and I mean I've been out for about 3 days. You know what I'm saying? It took me out, bro. Like it's a mild case. You know what I'm saying? But it's like having the flu. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no fever, but I got all the other symptoms. Wild body aches, though. That's the main one. Body aches.
Wow, man. Take care of yourself.
I mean, so, I'm quarantined. I mean, my kids ain't going to school for 2 weeks because they my kids. You know what I'm saying? So we're not going to send them to school for 2 weeks. My lady, she negative, and she's vaccinated. So other than that, mentally, I'm just trying to make sense of it all because I'm like, damn, like, right before the wedding, like
right, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's and it took me out, so I can't taste or smell, and that sucks. That sucks. I mean, I ate a whole breakfast this morning. I couldn't taste nothing. Like,
ain't that the worst? Not to compare the two, but you ever ate a meal so hot you couldn't really taste the shit?
You burn the roof of your mouth and tongue and all that.
Like this shit hot the way you want it, but goddamn, I can't even taste this shit.
But other than that, I'm in good spirits because it's really a mild case. Like I'm up and around. You know what I'm saying? I'm smoking weed, and man,
that's always a good sign.
That's always a good sign. If I could do that, I'm good.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody else is good, but I'm pretty much all right. My first couple days was the worst though, but as of right now, I'm doing pretty much all right.
I'm not gonna lie to you, and you was on my mind a bit, and what crossed my mind because I see the clock. You saying you get married in a month? When September 10th hit, I said, "Oh, 10/10 is coming.
Word is life.
10/10 is coming
out of my head." But then when you told us you had the vid yesterday, I said, "Oh shit, better now than the 10th." You get what I'm saying?
Word is like better now than like a week or two from now. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? So I got, my job's hitting me. You know what I mean? I think I got it from the second job, to be honest, from y'all. You know what I'm saying? But because I went to work for the first time during this whole shit. You know what I'm saying? I was working from home a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? So for the first time this year, I went to work, and then 2 weeks in, I get COVID.
That's crazy, that definitely. If you didn't have it for the whole 2 years, like it happened like 2019 or some shit, right? If you ain't have it for the whole 2 years, the second you step foot into a facility, you catch it. The shit is just in the air, it's in the aroma.
Right. I'd be pissed at them. I'm like,
I'm super. I'm
going on. Got going on.
I may
over
not
here,
be going back, but I just seen that check they sent me. So like, I don't know. We got some contemplating to do. You know what I'm saying? I might have to get a gas mask or something. I mean, like.
Were you vaccinated at all?
I was a little skeptical about the vax. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do some research on, because people was growing horns and wings and all type of shit.
Not growing horns.
Nigga growing horn, bro. So I was a little skeptical, bro. But now that I done got it and I see what it can really do to you, thank God I don't have no underlying diseases. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I asked you. That's why I asked that question. I said, "Do you got something going on?"
Nah,
because when it comes to Black people and our health, diabetes, overweight, there's a lot of things that can play a factor into it. Like, it's not like having COVID is bad, I've heard, but when you combine it with your long life diseases or things that you got going on, it could become worse than what it could be. That's why I always ask people that I see you got COVID, hey, you got anything else going on?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
I might be going to get that vaccine though, bro. I ain't gonna hold you because this shit, it took me out.
Right, and you can get it twice.
Yeah.
You can get it right after being vaccinated too. I know guys on my job, they got vaccinated right away and ended up getting a full blown 14-day COVID.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. And this
it
shit
affects
ain't no
everybody
joke.
differently, yo. That's nuts.
So, for me, it's like I having the flu. You know what I mean? No fever. You know what I mean? That's good. But I had the chills and body aches and a little congestion. Man.
E-Rule, what's going on, fella? How's your mental health? How's life?
Life is all right, man. But since you're asking, I got to give you the full answer, man. I haven't slept. To tell you the truth, I haven't slept since like my birthday, July 23rd, because I took 3 weeks off from work, 3 weeks vacation. So I pulled myself out the matrix, man. So once I came back into it, I feel like Neo. I feel like I know stuff now. I've been studying or whatever. So now I'm back into the mix of things.
That's what's up.
And I'm looking at everybody like I just want to not necessarily really physically kill somebody, but I feel like everybody in here, these people are just not real people. These people are plugged in and I'm plugged out. I already took the red pill, and I'm just ready to do something different, man. That's how I'm getting. So I can't sleep. I'm constantly thinking about how to get myself out of that situation. Because I would rather do this. I love doing this and whatever other stuff that I'm doing outside of the main job. I wish I could just pull myself out of there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's where my mental health is right now.
Absolutely. Just to relate to that, I actually quit my job in March, I think. I was already mentally detached from it.
Right.
And especially once we started working from home, without a plan, I said, I'm not going back into nobody's office. Couldn't do it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, for some reason, I said, if this isn't a sign for me, then I don't know what is. So as I'm working and I'm building, one day, I guess the numbers started adding up to where my production wasn't panning out. And they had a meeting with me and it was like, we might want to get you some training or something. I said, that's it right there. Because I'm not going to learn this shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to get better.
I'm not here to get better.
It's almost like a whipping. They want to whip you back into shape. Oh, you're not you're like de-assimilated, so we got to re-assimilate.
Right.
I'm not about to learn this shit. I got other shit cooking. Like, I might be time. This might be the sign because I wasn't going to just walk away. I didn't have the cojones to be like, hey, you know what, Mr. Boss Man, put my 2 weeks in. I'm going off the strength. They had to have a meeting with me virtually. Like, yo, man, your performance has really been ass lately. I never told nobody this story. Like, yeah, your performance has been ass lately.
But you already knew that, though.
I already knew that.
Yeah.
Everybody already knows.
Everybody knows.
Man,
everybody knows.
It's not like I was giving my all and failed. I knew I was ass.
Right.
Because here's the thing. I'm doing remote learning with my son. That's driving me nuts. Because the teachers don't do shit but say, hey, do this assignment, and then you're left to sit with your kid or kid and do the assignment. You get what I'm saying? It's not like the teachers sit there and teach them throughout the day. They say, hey, do page 12 and 13. Boop. That's them logging out. That's them logging out of Zoom. So I got I got remote learning with my kid. I got my business and I got the job. doing 3 things in an 8 to 10 hour window every day can mess with your head. So when they were just like, we might want to retrain you, that's when I said, bro, I'm not here to get better. I'm not here to learn this shit.
I'm
I
not
feel
here
you.
to get better. It's fat.
Yo,
It's
that's
Not crazy
hilarious,
though,
yo.
right? Like, bro, I don't really love this shit, fam. Like, I got bigger goals. So I get what you're saying. Like, it's in your head already.
Yeah.
Now, your next move, what you do after this is all like it's coming. You get what I'm saying? But they can't bring you back.
Nah.
You're
Nah.
not gonna be employee of the month
Yeah,
ever
once you
again.
detach, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be employee of the month ever again. Like
Yeah,
that's
I'm thinking maybe that's why I was never a good employee in the first place.
right.
I
Don't
never
even
got employee of the month ever in anything.
yeah, but then you got some that really want that. Jarrell, how's your mental health? How's everything?
I was detached from my job, but my bills are still attached to me, so I still gotta go. I will be going tomorrow, bright and early.
you back in the
it's-
office or you still at home?
with us is either or, and you have a choice. And we was doing remote before COVID even happened.
Okay.
So with my job, yeah, I barely go in. Like every 3 weeks, I think I go in 2 days, and that's it. So basically, I don't go. It's all office at the crib. But for real, it's football season. Games is going on now. That's why I keep on looking to the side. So my mental health is good right now because it's the first day of football.
Shout out.
That takes a lot of shit that's in my head away just because I get to focus on stuff
That
like that.
depends. If the Giants was playing at 1:00 and down by 30, it'd be a different situation. They just have
See, I could detach
Damn.
myself because we've been
Okay.
sorry for a while and we've potted while they was getting their ass kicked at the
Okay.
same time.
Yeah.
I still had to talk my shit, get my bars off, but we played later.
we
played later.
potted when Kansas City kicked our ass. Remember that
Yes,
time we
yes,
potted?
I do. You was mad. You was hot as hell. You was mad as hell. You couldn't say shit that whole
Yeah, you
that
was
whole that whole show. You was like, yeah, I keep on looking at it. Damn it, Tom Brady. Like,
Kicked Tampa Bay's ass. And Eru, just so you know, I've been a Tampa Bay fan since 1998. I'm not
Yeah,
a
he's
bandwagon
not new.
guy. I
They
gotta
won
let
the
you
Super
know.
Bowl.
I gotta let everybody know when I say Tampa Bay. Oh no, bro, I've really been there.
Are you a Florida guy? Because you're a Miami Heat fan too. I see.
Crazy. That was just
Weird.
Here's
Weird,
another thing.
fam.
Here's the weirdest trick. Growing up, my favorite wrestler was The Rock. He was from Miami, Florida. So it's just been like a Florida thing for me. I was like, that's shit weird how that plays out. I love the Yankees though. But other than that,
Other than that.
it's Florida. Don't ask me how.
Nah, go ahead and trade to the Marlins, nigga. We don't want you.
Like, well, what you
We good over here, fam.
Damn. But anyways, so shout out to Eru. He's got the Die Hard Knicks podcast. Jarrell was just on that podcast Friday night.
Oh, yeah, I breezed through for a hot
Yeah,
second.
the great one, and I tuned
man.
in. Dope conversation, dope podcast. In the middle of that podcast, though, we had a little comment that was left in the comments. I want to touch on this briefly since we're on that topic. Where Eru was shouting us out for actually talking about our mental health, which is how we start off the podcast.
Yep.
And one of the comments left on that podcast in the chat room was the mental health is basically none of our business. You know, it's for professionals to ask you that. So at the same, so I just want to ask, like that's his opinion. That's love. No shot at me, no shot at him. But how do we personally feel about that? Because I know coming up, me personally, that just wasn't a conversation that we had it. When I started podcasting 5 years ago, one thing that I've been consistent on is black men, and I know Eru said it's all about all men. I get that, but black men and somebody asking us if we're over. If somebody asking us, because I really get offended when somebody say, "What's up? What's going on?" I'll freeze. Do you really want to know? Kind of like what Eru said. I said, "How's your mental health?" He said, "Since you asked, I'm going to tell you." He could have lied.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody asks you what's going on, how's everything? You pause. Do I give it to him or do I don't give it to him? Do I say I'm good or do I tell you, hey, no, I'm not good. I got this going on. You don't know if they really signed up to hear that though. But for me personally, when I say, hey, how's everything? How's your mental health? That's coming from a real spot. And if your situation takes 10 minutes to explain, to go over, I'm here for it too. But when it comes down to it, Lobo, what do you think of the comments that was left on your podcast, though, Ebro? Like, what do you?
Well, I get triggered. You know, Darrell knows that. He watches the show all the time. I get triggered. Sometimes somebody would say something. I'll just be like, "Listen, let's look at this comment and let me just blow this steam one time." Because people think that they could just say what they want and no one's gonna say nothing to them. So you want to be famous? Let's make you famous. You know what I'm saying?
I like
But
that.
like comments and stuff like that, other people's comments, let's say for the whole work thing, I'm already unplugged, right? So I come into work, my mood is just like whatever. You can see it in my whole physical. So somebody, yo, E, you all right? What's good, man? Say, man, I hate it here, fam. You know what I'm saying? I hate it here. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at me like, yo, you look like you're tired. You look like you're just yo, bro, I cannot stand you, son. So stop talking to me. I don't like you, so why you asking?
Okay, so it's at that point now.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's at that point.
Okay.
I come into the like, you ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you the answer, man. Stop messing with me.
I
You
get
know,
it.
stop messing with me. So I feel the same way with the comments. When people say something, like I say, listen, man, I gotta let you. But me and Jarrell was having such a great conversation. I didn't really like focus on what those guys were saying, man, because I really wanted to build with my guy Jarrell or whatever.
Yeah. Shout out to Roland in the chat. He said, "What's the name of the podcast?" Die Hard Knicks Podcast.
Right.
Am I correct? Die Hard Knicks Podcast.
Die Hard Knicks podcast. You can see it in the back. It's his beautiful backdrop right there. Hold on, let me put Eru on the screen. Look at this backdrop. Yeah, Die Hard Knicks podcast. That's what it is. All you gotta do is search that. Whole bunch of videos come up. He's one of the best to break down the game, especially since he does it. Like he has his show like while the game is going on at halftime, and he'll stay on until the end of the game. Like no other, I don't know no channel that does that. Not like that.
Yeah, definitely a nice, huge, powerful following too, man. Shout out to the Knicks, man. I've always said when the Knicks are good, sports, the world is good. You know what I mean? The Knicks are good. That's just the facts. You can like who you want. You get what I'm saying? Like the Utah can win 70 games next year and nobody will care. You know what I'm saying?
If Utah win the championship, nobody will care, yo.
Oh, what's the championship? Nobody will care.
Shit.
It's almost like the Bucks last year. The Bucks, nobody's going to remember that Bucks championship, yo. I'm sorry.
Hey, you want to know what's crazy?
I hate to say it. I'm not hating.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to remember that shit.
You want to know what's crazy? I was watching the NBA 2K commercial when they're presenting the game, and I saw a guy tweet or a lady tweet, and she said, "Yo, we just won a chip, Milwaukee fan," and there was no Milwaukee highlight, like no player. Like they showed a lot of Luka, but he's on the cover, so I get it. But they showed a lot of other players. But goddamn, we just won the championship. We don't get in and out dribble. We don't get a Giannis dunk. We don't get nothing.
Nothing.
Sorry.
Don't nobody want to see no Drew Holiday highlights.
That's fucked up.
Like it is what it is. But going back to what dude said on the show, I don't really have a filter, so I'm gonna just call it bullshit because I think shit like that is bullshit. I don't think to tell somebody that you can't ask them about their mental health because you're not a doctor is stupid to me. This is the reason why we fucked up now, especially in our community when it comes to black people, because we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna have that type of attitude, we will never talk about it, and we will continue to be fucked up like we've always been. You have to start from somewhere. I don't care if it's a stranger. I don't care if it's your mom, anybody in your family. If somebody asks you, if you feel like saying something, you should. They do not have to be a doctor. Like, because if that's the case, you'll never talk to a doctor then.
Yeah.
Who goes to the doctor just because they don't feel right in it, like mentally? We don't run to therapists like that. For one, we can't afford them. And even if you could afford them, it's hard to find one. You want one that's black like you if you want to talk to them about certain things. So to say that a doctor is the only one who you can talk to, I think that's bullshit. Like we should never do that. Never have that mindset, ever.
And it could be 2021, 2031, 1989, right? A lot of things just don't change. More than likely, if you got 4 black men or 4 men present, and if you say something, 1, 2, or 3 of us is going to relate to you. Like, this is not rocket science. We all go through the same shit, just different. A different woman, a different job, a different situation, bro. Anything your girl told you, my girl probably told me.
Yeah, we all married to the same woman, man.
Yeah, you married
exactly. Exactly.
So right. So all right. So fellas, where do we want to start, man? We got a lot to talk about, man. We got the BET Hip Hop Awards coming, man. We got Memphis Bleak. Speaking of Brooklyn, we go hard. Where do you? Hey, I want to start. I want to start wherever y'all want to start.
Man, let's go. Let's get it. Wherever.
Where you want to start at? Okay, let's get into Memphis Bleak. Let's just roll the dice.
Okay.
Bleak.
Memphis Bleak. I can't remember the gentleman's name. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared to talk about him. But Memphis Bleak was on the podcast, and the age-old question. This is why I get frustrated when not frustrated, but I laugh when people are actually frustrated with the Drake versus Kanye beef.
Mm-hmm.
People still talk about Kane versus Rakim. Once you're stamped with somebody, it's never going to go away.
If you still talk about that beef,
Bro,
Jesus.
Yeah, that's kind of excessive.
Nigga, they grandkids not talking about that, nigga.
You're not tripping.
But if you say Kane, do a versus, who are they going to name?
Yeah, it would be Rakim. You're right.
Man, that's what I'm saying.
Or KRS-One too.
Yeah, I still want to see Kumo D versus LL, man.
You don't want to see that.
No, I don't want to say that.
Nobody want to see that.
No, I don't want to say that. I just throwing shit out.
I want to see LL, not Kumo D though. Kumo D can stay where he at.
Yeah. So whenever the opportunity presents itself, there has to be a Nas versus Jay-Z question. Basically, what I was saying was Drake and Kanye can come out and say we're best friends, and the general public won't care. They're always going to have this beef. Nas and Jay-Z can be sitting at a table talking about stocks and investments, not even music. And people are going to say, oh, them niggas is working on the verses or something. Regardless of what we think, they can be on the same record together and they got to be dissing each other, which we made fun of on a Sorry Not Sorry.
Right.
Back to the Memphis Bleak situation. Memphis Bleak, when asked about a Nas versus Jay-Z versus, said that Nas doesn't have 20 songs. Now, could have.
How mad were you when you heard that?
Come on, Bleak, man.
Like, be honest though, how mad was you when you heard that? Because you're a huge Nas fan. How mad were you?
Coming from Memphis Bleak.
Who else is gonna come from? Ain't nobody who's gonna talk about Nas like that other than somebody like Memphis Bleak.
I mean,
or like, yeah, it would have to be somebody like him.
Okay, so we're on the same page here.
Right.
We know where this comes from. This comes from either, to me, this is a rollout. This is what Bleak is supposed to say. This is a rollout. This versus is going to happen.
Nah, this is not happening.
It's not happening.
This versus is not going to happen, bro. I don't see it, bro.
This is a rollout. Bleak can't be that. He can't be that stupid. I didn't want to use the S word. Can't be that stupid. Because his follow-up reply was, well, if not, the question was, if not Nas, then who? Biggie. He had to go up against somebody like Biggie. So you can't say Nas don't got 20, but say Biggie got 20. Even though Biggie has 20, but Nas has 20 albums.
I know, right? Like, you can't say Nas don't have 20.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, Biggie, you can't be stuck in 97 is what I'm saying if you Bleak. Like, I get it. And Biggie has some huge, that's why Biggie's the GOAT. And Biggie has some huge records in that small amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
And he's still being mentioned.
And it's still big, but
played
too.
Jammed too. Like
jammed too.
That's one of the reasons why Pac and Big will never move off my Mount Rushmore, because everybody's still doing what they invented. To me,
right.
They did it. Do something first. Kanye brought a different style to the game. Snoop brought, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people that invented something. Oh, don't talk about, oh, it's time for a new Mount Rushmore. No, it's not. Until you invent something that means something with substance. No, it's not. But I think that this is a rollout because I'm looking at the Ja Rule Fat Joe versus happening this week. And it's going to happen in Madison Square Garden again.
Same spot.
Yeah, I didn't know it was in the Garden.
Yeah,
it's in the same spot. The Hulu joint. It's in the Hulu theater.
Now you smell what I'm cooking?
Yeah.
Who can get Nas and Jay-Z in that Garden?
Nah.
No matter what 20 Nas bring, it's going to be a fight.
No, they're not. It's not going down. No.
Now that you said that though, I actually think Jay-Z might think the Garden might be beneath him now if other niggas is.
That's what I'm saying.
Is doing it
like
niggas that's locks and like I don't. He's not sharing the same stage as Cam. I'm sorry. He's not doing that.
No, he already did it though. Like he did it.
I'm talking about now.
The whole theory off now. Now
he just brought Cam out like 2 years ago or something like that. Like
yeah, that was then. Jay a different animal now.
Well, because he sold his shit.
Yeah, like he's at a different space. Remember the space we was talking about that we don't like? Jay left that space a long time ago. Oh, so he's not like any of us right now. He don't like us. Like
he's a billionaire now, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think he's doing verses. What can they give him to get him out of bed?
Yeah, but they ain't long enough. Yeah,
I don't think it's about the money.
You think that Triller stock means something to Jay-Z?
Yeah, it would just be weird. This is Triller introducing Jay-Z.
Triller?
Right. You fuck around and buy a trailer. Yeah.
This would definitely have to be a partnership. This shit will be streamed on Tidal. Don't get me wrong.
Definitely, most definitely.
This will be a partnership. This is not about some stock or some chair or, you know what I mean? I do get that. But I'm just saying, if you create the energy as where if artists stay where they at, like look at Trina versus Eve, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying Trina 20 wasn't a hot 20, but being in Miami means a lot because those women, those men know every song that you might not have known you forgot.
And Eve
wasn't there. Yeah, Eve wasn't there. Yeah.
Eve was like in Great Britain or some shit.
Yeah.
She had no energy to feed off of.
Nope.
Right.
And
Now,
it was like, wasn't it like in their time, she was doing that shit like 2 o'clock in the morning?
It was like, it was wild late, or early, something.
So I'm looking at, if Versus is headed in this direction where you stay home, like two Atlanta artists do it in Atlanta. Two Cali artists do it in Cali. You will get more of an energy coming from the crowd.
That's how it's been. That's how it's pretty much
recently.
been.
Now I think the Locks and
because Gucci and what you call it? They did that in Magic City. Gucci
that was in Magic City.
and
they had the
Jeezy?
thrones and shit.
that's a fact. Who was there though? Like look at the crowd. Like remember we were still COVID. We were still kind of like locked. Yeah. Might have had like 20 people.
Fat Joe was in the crowd during that Locks and Dipset. Now he's performing like that. Yeah. I could see that dynamic as being crazy.
Like now we selling tickets. We got 10. Like who knows how many people was in the Garden? If you actually go back and look at that crowd that was at Jesus joint,
it was mostly entourage though. Like a lot of that was entourage.
Right.
Niggas with Uzis and automatics. You know what I mean?
Right. Remember when Escape and SWV went? And
it was just their families there.
It was their family. Remember, Tiny didn't get a verse off, and their family pitched a bitch, and they had to rewind the shit because her whole family was in the front row. It's not like that no more.
Meth and Red, who was there? We don't know. Also, we don't know who was there really. It really wasn't about a show, like a crowd. Like we don't know who was there with D'Angelo, but I think that with the Locks and Dipset, we're going to keep going back to that. It changed the narrative right now of Versus.
Yeah.
That if you do it in the Garden and the right people show up, like your niggas got to show up because we watched the DJ mix, Jay-Z songs before the show. Knew every word Jay-Z ever wrote.
Right.
Jay-Z just huge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what song they put on, niggas knew the song word for word, even though them was Harlem. It didn't matter what borough.
B-sides, it don't matter. Like,
Right.
So I'm not saying that Nas isn't in trouble, but I just think that it makes it more fair to do it in New York. And according to Jay-Z, if he plays 8 songs off Illmatic, he has a shot.
Bro, Jay-Z would probably do this shit at the top of fucking Empire State Building.
He said that because remember that Jay-Z playlist he came out with?
Oh yeah. No, the Nas playlist, right?
So
Jay-Z did a Nas playlist and put like all of it was like Illmatic and 3 other songs.
I remember that shit.
Out of his whole catalog from now, like 2021. Like that shit just came out, fam. Like the playlist isn't old. Like,
yeah, if I could chime in, I am not a Nas fan, bro.
I was just about to ask you. I'm just about to ask you.
I guess maybe that's why he ain't say that. Like, you're not a Nas fan. That's
no. I was just thinking about it because Memphis Bleak said, I can't think of 20 songs, whatever he said for now. I can't think of 20 songs, bro. Like, I do not like King's Disease 1. I thought it was just trash. King's Disease 2 was dope. For me, either the album for Nas is either gonna be like excellent or it's gonna be complete trash. Nostradamus was trash. I can just go down the line. There was a whole segment of time where I was just ignoring Nas. You know what I'm saying? Because I just can't get it. I can't get on his wavelength.
I'm loving this right now, yo.
Talk filthy to me. Talk filthy to me. Yo, I wasn't ready for this shit.
He say this because that's like Flaw's favorite rapper of all time.
Yeah, that Nostradamus was trash though. We know why, Flaw. We know why, but we can say it's trash, bro.
I'll keep it a stack. I appreciate that, Ant, because earlier in the pod days, you guys didn't give a fuck why.
Yeah, we didn't care why. We didn't care why it was trash, fam.
But now,
I care why.
As mature potters, we understand why. Well, I'm just going to say, I did not like Nostradamus at first 30 listens either.
So you basically said you drilled it into your fucking head that many times that you liked it.
But I went back recently. I think this shit not bad. It's not bad.
So you don't think anything about conditioning your own brain to liking it had anything to do with it? If you played it 30 times, yes, you're going to be mouthing the words as you walk around the crib.
I'll keep it a stack. I went to look for 20. I couldn't find 20. that I would pick against
Nas
Jay.
got 20, bro.
But
He
Nas
has 20. He just don't got Jay-Z 20.
That's
Right.
what I'm getting at.
That's a
A
different
lot
sense.
of people don't got Jay-Z 20, but you can't put Nas against nobody else but Jay, bro.
That's what I'm getting
Right.
at.
Who would you put Nas up against?
See, think about it like this: Jay-Z had to create a super ugly for him to make this. Like Jay-Z had to basically fall asleep at the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
If Nas a shot at this, you get what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
why make super ugly? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Why you let him in the door? You get what I'm saying? So it would have to be a situation where a preem doesn't play a certain record against RZA, where an artist doesn't play a certain record, and you go, why didn't you play?
This Jay-Z though, bro, he gonna play them records, bro.
As Nas being my favorite artist, I think Jay-Z does smoke him because of what Jadakiss has shown us, bro. It's about showmanship. It's not just about the songs. You got to be a showman as well. And I think he was more of a showman against Dipset. Hey, Eru, who did you have winning? Well, I mean, it's a crazy question, but what did you think of that Dipset Locks?
I thought it was just a hip hop. You know, talking about falling asleep at the wheel. The Dipset, they came out there like a bunch of clowns.
Yeah,
you know, like they're all in their 40s. Some of the guys are even close to 50. They went out there like they were 16, you know, 14, 15, 16, like a bunch of immature,
Leather
you know, not
on and shit.
Yeah, man. I thought it was embarrassing. You know, the Locks, they came out there on some hip hop shit. They had routines. You know, they memorized everybody's not just their own verse. They memorized the whole team's verse. They all rapping for each other. So I thought they came more prepared for a hip hop show. I think that is the most important thing. Like, what kind of show are you going to put on together? Because you know that Locks thing was really like a street fight. It almost, you know, it was almost like an old school, you know, like, you know, I got my team, you got your team. Where everybody's borderline about to fight each other on the stage. That was their set, but I want to compare it to like Men and Ref, like Men and Red. When they got together, they were just kind of like building off each other. You know, I do my joint. They kind of like, you know, like mouthing, you know, being a hype man for each other. So I wonder how Jay-Z and Nas would do that, because both guys are kind of beyond both of those two things, being rowdy or being a hype man for another guy. They're kind of
too old for that.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how they would do that if they was to ever do something like that.
I guess I'm saying that those two are so big, I don't think they would need it. You know what I mean? Like, I just think just play the music. The people love them already. You get what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to put on the show.
I'm just saying, like Jay-Z in that ring, like say if they did like the Locks and Dipset thing, I don't see Jay-Z in that situation at all.
You're saying
I think that venue is too small for him.
He won't do the Garden, man. He would have to be somewhere else.
Jarrell,
that wasn't the official Garden though. Like, that was a theater in the Garden. You feel what I'm saying?
That's different.
He'll probably do the Garden, bro. He did it before.
I think I get what Jarrell's saying though. Those little scuffles and those like
Jay-Z is not doing that.
Like,
man.
you know what? Like, he's not about to get up
These
there.
niggas are too close to me right now. Why are they here? Like,
that was crazy. How they got on stage. Yeah, that was crazy.
No, that's not happening with Jay-Z. There wouldn't be no entourages. Nas couldn't bring nobody else with him. It just had to be him and his DJ. And that's
Jungle
it.
couldn't come.
No,
nah.
Hell no, Jungle can't come. Hell no.
No.
Nobody named Jungle will be in my presence when I'm a billionaire. I'm sorry.
I ain't calling no grown man Jungle, man. That's
What's his real name? I need his government name before
I was
he
just about
comes.
to say that Jay-Z might perform as Sean Carter and man Nas perform
right.
Right.
You got to think Jay like they like in their 50s, fam. Yeah, like they old, fam.
Older, yeah.
Sean Carter versus Nasir Jones, bro. Like, niggas step the game up. Oh yeah. So before we leave off the Fat Joe Ja Rule thing, it's happening this Tuesday. Once again, pattern here, New York Tuesday. We might have to get used to that, fellas.
Trash.
Yeah, it is trash. Late too.
I don't understand why they think New York City is popping on Tuesday nights.
Ja Rule
for people to be watching
has come out and said, "You Negroes must have forgotten, and I'm going to remind you." Fat Joe responds with, "This ain't what you want, Ja," and I think that it's a beautiful thing that two guys can be friends and still not like all of their music. You know what I mean? That's kind of like what we saw with Dip and Locks. Like, bro, I like you, Cam, but that shit trash. You get what I'm saying? Like, right. Say that to your mans. Ja Rule, I don't know if he's battling the people or Fat Joe. But did anybody Did anybody's mind change? I still got Fat Joe smoking. Might not be a 20-2. If Ja Rule put it on me 20 times,
yo, you gotta give Ja more than 2, man. You wild disrespectful when it comes to the points, man. You always disrespectful though. Why you do this?
It's gonna be like 16-4, yo. It's gonna be like 16-4, yo. I'm telling you.
If put it on me 20 times,
fam,
might have a close battle.
Yeah, why y'all diss a Ja like that? He got more than fucking.
It's gonna be 16-4, bro.
I like 16-4.
I'm Fat Joe 12-8.
12-8.
12-8.
That's generous.
I'm kind of on those lines too, man.
Yeah, 12-8. Y'all got some joints, man. I think y'all just, y'all just remember him as being the corny nigga that 50 I'm fucking with.
Nah, he got rainy days. I'm gonna like rainy days when they play. You know what I mean?
Those rainy days.
Yeah, you gotta play that, man.
I like rainy days.
Not for nothing. I think the culture. I think we're gonna get because people forget how hard Fat Joe was back in the days. The joints that he came out. Yeah, so I think if they set the table like that, where I play my hard joints, and then Ja Rule gets a chance to throw out his original songs when he first came out, you know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be like a big thing, celebration for the culture, really. Maybe even a coming out party for Ja Rule.
Because just like you said, Jarrell, people forgot about that Vini Vidi Vici. That was a hard record. That first one was hard. So just like you said, Ero, if Fat Joe go first and set the tone, get him, he can line him right up. You know what I mean?
Like if Ja come out and all year, all my murderers and all that bullshit, like that shit gonna be fire, fam.
Yeah.
Still sound like the Cookie Monster, but it'll be close, man. It'll be all right.
Yeah, but a lot of them Vini Vidi Vici joints I forgot, so I'm gonna have to listen to them, that album again before Versus.
Yeah. So Jay-Z and AZ, right? I want to spin them off somewhere, somehow, with the two of them, but I guess we can stay on the Jay-Z situation. E-Rule, you didn't listen to the Drake album, but on that Drake album, Jay-Z raps a verse to where he's saying, niggas tried to kill him and you still with him and you wonder why I don't fuck with you, basically. That's basically what he said in those bars. And you go, oh shit, Jay spitting. Woo. That nigga spitting.
That's how you go when you hear something wrong. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's Jay-Z and he's spitting for the millionth verse. Like Jay-Z, he's still doing his thing. Like, what do you want? What do you want? Like Jay-Z doesn't get any more standing ovations anymore. Like, the verse. Woo!
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, whoop-de-doo. So then things started going past my timeline on a documentary that recently dropped before the Drake verse, and it's called Marcy Made. The documentary is created by a dude named D Haven, aka Headache. Jay-Z was in the gang, was in the streets heavy, which he documented. He was, doing this thing, and D Haven was one of his partners. More than likely, let the storyteller that he was Jay's big homie. You know what I mean? The guy that looked at Jay-Z.
He the one introduced him to it.
Yeah. They got into some trouble in Brooklyn. Family members thought that it would be best if they moved to Trenton. They went to Trenton, and like you go to a small town, you go, man, these niggas, because you're from Brooklyn, like you from the bigger state, you from the bigger. New York is always going to look down on New Jersey, fam. It's just the way it is until it's time to move and pay cheaper taxes. But that's another story.
Mm-hmm.
You go to New Jersey and you go, oh shit, these niggas really getting money out here. So make a long story short with that, the Haven and Jay-Z started getting money in Trenton.
Then came visual for what it looked like.
Right. That was the niggas. You know what I'm saying? The Haven is in the middle, Jay-Z, and then I think the guy on the outside is the guy that's actually cool with Jay-Z.
That's hip hop. No, that ain't hip hop. That's damn, what's his name? I forget. Emery. Yeah, that's Emery
Jones. Right.
Emery Jones.
People were confused as to why Jay-Z would give Emery a job and not Headache, which is the guy that put Jay on. So then comes the Ohio situation. So, you hear Jay-Z rap on Dead Presidents about in the hospital bed, my man got shot up. That's the Haven. Close shots, 3 shots never hit me. That's a situation he had with the Haven. So make a long story short, the Haven back in Brooklyn, the Haven was doing something else at the time, and Jay-Z got his hands on some work. I'm just fast forward the documentary. Mm-hmm. And somebody on the Haven side didn't like that Jay-Z was moving work. Took 3 shots at him, which Jay-Z had rapped about on A Reasonable Doubt.
Mm-hmm.
The Haven, at the time, thought that it was deserved and that they could all be friends afterwards. After somebody shoots at, attempt to take your life, he wants to have, listen, we all squared up. It's all peace, it's all love. Jay-Z, on the other hand, is saying, nah, bro, like this guy tried to take my life. You side with him. That's your homie. I can't fuck with you no more.
Right.
This was a story for me that has been plaguing a few people for a long time as to why this disconnect has happened. DeHaven doesn't understand it. I think he gets it now. But at the end of the day, on the Drake verse, when it comes to the city, because that's all we got. We don't got nothing else. We don't got no famous rappers. We don't want to talk about Dennis Rodman. We don't want to talk about Jay-Z is our adopted child. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, y'all had poor righteous teachers for a little bit. They was good. It was cool.
But Jay-Z came in battle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was just like, it's still, Jay-Z's still there.
Right.
But this whole situation is actually happening now. That's a documentary is out. There's a verse. There's, Jay-Z basically is on the #1 album in the world talking about a situation that's connected to the city of Trenton, New Jersey, Brooklyn, and Ohio. I just thought that was nuts. And I just wanted to get you guys take on it, on that situation. It's kind of like you claiming somebody steal your brother after you did something foul. You just haven't had that conversation. You get what I'm saying? You ever seen something like that? Well, that's my brother. When I come home, that's my brother. Even though Jay-Z still used certain references in his own songs, when you locked up and you hear that, you're like, yo, that's my man's. That's my bro. When I get out, it's going to be on. No, I'm really rapping about my life. In the past, you were there, and I'm rapping about it. But, bro, we're not cool no more. So it just turns out that was just a conversation that them guys just didn't have. So after the final verdict, I'm like, DeHaven, you are bugging. I would definitely like to get you on the podcast. I mean,
of course.
So I don't want to go too far with it, but fellas, from what I just said, man, what are your thoughts on this situation now that we know the end of it? I don't know how much y'all followed it. Were you following this story at all since the beginning?
I mean, I kind of knew about it a little bit, you know what I mean, but not how you just explained it. You know what
right?
I mean?
Yeah, I knew about it, but not. I knew most of the stuff that you was talking about, but yeah, it's almost like we don't care because I guess DeHaven has been out of sight, out of mind, and he's not famous. He's not a rapper, so.
This nigga Jay-Z is a whole billionaire.
Right,
Why
that's
you
what I'm
wait till
saying,
now
like-
to come out and say that shit?
Right.
This is like old street shit. You know what I'm saying? When stuff was happening, you don't talk about it because you don't want to get yourself involved. Everybody knew about it. Not like there was social media. People knew in the streets what was happening. But that's really none of your business. Mind your business, kind of thing.
Right.
Like that. Yeah.
That was like, it's almost like, well, what's the end game? What is the point of all?
Yeah, what was the point of this? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The point of this?
Right, like him like speaking out now in the documentary and everything. Like, what is the point?
Closure?
What does he want?
Think about it. It's just like what I said, right? That shit happened. DeHaven really didn't think that there was a problem with your man shooting Jay-Z. Like, he really thought that was just regular shit.
Yeah,
and
he was to check on his mental health, just like we was talking about earlier.
That's what I'm saying.
Stupid.
Once I saw this shit, I said, oh, this shit makes it, fam. If your man's try to kill me to defend you,
right,
and you go wipe that shit off, it's nothing. We all friends. No, my guy.
It's over.
So DeHaven would paint the pictures. Here's my thing. DeHaven would paint the picture. Oh, you took Tata, or you took Emery, or you still cool with Dame. What about me? I put you on. You get what I'm saying? So that was his energy. So if you didn't know the story, you go, damn, why Jay not looking out for his mans? Till you hear the story, and you go, makes sense. I would do the same thing. No, I'm not giving you a job. I'm not giving you nothing.
He could have did worse.
Yeah, it worse, but I also did
a lot worse.
That's a different podcast though.
DeHaven though, because when you come fresh out of prison, out of jail, there's this new thing called YouTube. First thing you do is
jump your ass on YouTube.
Yeah, first thing you do is jump yourself on YouTube. Fuck Jay-Z, man. Put the nigga on.
Right.
That's not how it works, baby.
But Jay already said that though. Like he said it in what's that? December 4th on the Black album.
Yeah.
And then DeHaven introduced me to the Kane. Spanish whole J something. I don't know, but
but if you locked up and you keep hearing you reference me since Reasonable Doubt, I'm thinking you my man. So when I come home, what's up, baby?
Yeah, get a job, man.
So he had just got released. He had just got out.
He's been out for a
few years now.
A few years.
Yeah, he's been trying to get Jay-Z to talk to him for at least 4 or 5 years now, at least.
Okay.
And
I remember seeing him.
That's another dynamic too, because I mean he was locked up. So when you locked up, you kind of like stuck in suspended animation for all that time too.
Yeah.
So all that stuff is fresh. You fester it in your mind. That's what kept you alive. So when you come out, you basically in that same year that you was when you first went in there. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's the energy he's coming with all this.
Well, he learned fast as hell. The energy is off.
Now he loves his job. He loves what he do. He realized that he's just never going to be an executive at Rockefeller or nothing like that, or Rock Nation. But
you better take a driver's job or something. You ain't gonna be no executive.
Nah, I watched the documentary and he do some shit with the orange, the yellow jacket, the reflector jacket. So he in construction. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a hard hat. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with that though.
Nothing wrong with that. But when you think that your man,
when your man's a billionaire now,
and you got to get a regular job, that shit is stressful.
Especially when you and your man came up hustling like that.
But not just a billionaire, bro. It's fucking He's Jay-Z.
Right. It's not even about money.
You know what I'm saying? He's Jay-Z, who he is, type shit. Like that's your man. Like that's the crazy part.
Another thing about this though, because before I knew the truth, one of the scenarios that was thrown out, and I kind of I understood it was, if the Haven, let's just say, or forget it's these two, it could be any two, it could be anybody. Mm-hmm. But if somebody puts you on and that person goes away and then you become the biggest name in the world, when that person comes home, how does that dynamic work, right? Because it's hard for the guy that put you on to become your little nigga. Like Ty don't have a problem with being Jay's little nigga because he's always been. Bleak. Like we can name so many people who don't mind falling in line because Jay-Z is the man now.
But Jazzo is different. That's what you're saying.
But if you was thinking of Jazzo too,
Jazzo a little different.
Jazzo is different.
I didn't say Jazzo.
No, I'm saying, but that to counter your point, that's why Jazzo felt the way that he did.
Right.
Because he put Jay-Z on.
You know what I'm saying? It's I don't care how big you are. Like you
exactly. Exactly.
So for Jay-Z, I guess he's, even if the Haven didn't get him shut up, I'm saying Jay-Z still couldn't let him in the fold. Because what needs to be understood is I'm the man now. You're not. And if you can't get that, I don't care how cool we are. It's not going to work because you're not going to be able to talk to me any type of way. Right. I might still be Sean Carter to you.
Right.
Give me a noogie in front of the business partners. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, nigga, like I'm the boss. It's just hard for people to do that though, bro. But it's called Marcy Made. It's on Amazon. Go check it out. I would love to get the Haven on the podcast.
Noogie in front of the board.
That's wild, yo.
That's
you can't be married to Beyonce still getting noogies.
At 54 years old, nigga, like
that's what I'm
still getting noogies.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, one of Jay-Z's best friends is like Bloomberg right now. You know what I'm saying? He can go fishing with Bloomberg if he wants to. So this is like a whole different level. He's up above the clouds now. You know, so
Warren Buffett on speed dial. He's not worried about
like,
that Haven.
Crazy.
Man. Like, he does not give a damn about anything involving drug stories right now.
But
he doesn't care.
Even if you bring it down to our level, like we're like older men now, you know, me and Jarrell are the same age, 40, you know, we like 42, whatever. Mm-hmm. But like I can't go back to East New York and go stand on the corner with the guys, because there's guys that I grew up with that are still right there.
Right.
You know, so if I drive by and say what up, they be like, yo, what's up? Hey, what's up? Blah blah.
I got niggas like that too. We don't got nothing to talk about right now. Nothing other than yo, what's up? We have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I'm not inviting him to the cookout. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna be talking about stuff that we were doing back in the days, and I'm not in that world no more.
And you know what's so crazy? If I run into an old friend right now, he might say, "What's up, man? Let's get in the studio," right? I just be like, "What the like, bro?
Studio? I ain't rapping years. Like, what are you
talking about? Like I ain't rapping years. I don't know. I don't even know you no more. Like I don't know. Like the conversation that you." Unless you surprise me with family talk or entrepreneur talk or business talk, unless you surprise me with that, anything else is like, yo, fam, we about to have this little get together. I don't want to go to that. I
won't be going there.
I don't want to go to that. Hey, yo, what's up with the studio, man? I've been writing. I don't care about that. You get what I'm saying? Like whatever you got going, like I'm not that person no more. You still might be, and that's cool. Find your tribe. Just like my aunt always told me, find your tribe, man. If I'm not in your tribe no more, and if you're not in mine, that's okay.
Yeah.
Go get with like-minded people, man. They might make you feel better. But me connecting,
that's a fact.
Yeah. So speaking of find your tribe and like-minded people and being alike, that might not mean anything together, but it sound dope. AZ just dropped a new album. AZ, Jay-Z, Nas, it's all the same shit.
Mhm.
Brooklyn,
Right.
AZ just dropped a new project, fam, and
Do or die too.
Do or Die too. Cover art looks fire. That cover art looks fire. It's my first time really looking at it closely.
Right.
That's a fire cover. Cover. First album in so long. Don't know what AZ's doing. I heard the music industry can stress a brother out.
You gonna mention how you shitted on AZ a couple months ago?
A couple months.
I thought we wasn't gonna do that. No, man.
Oh no, I'm here for the smoke today.
Wait. I should know AZ a couple months ago.
Remember when Versus first started? So everybody was doing the Versus thing. Like some artists was actually doing shows on IG or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh damn. Yes. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. So AZ was one of the artists that actually charged you like $5 or $10 to watch him online. For a show. Like he'll do an hour show, right?
It was the Do or Die 25th anniversary, I think.
Right. It was the 25th anniversary. So for a concert, he'll charge you like $5. For some strange reason, Flaw 700 said, "This is corny. I'm never going to do this. You're never going to get my $10 or $5. This shit is stupid. You're dumb for doing this." Now his album comes out. You're not going to mention it at all?
I forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe it worked for him. I don't know what AZ. This rollout, I would say, has been drawn out. I ain't gonna lie. Like this Do or Die 2 has been coming for so long. But I get it though. When you rap like AZ, man, you need to take your time. And AZ is one of my favorite artists. But here's my thing about this album, though, bro. It's 13 minutes. It's 13 songs long, 13 to 14, about 40 something minutes. Perfect. This gave me the opportunity to listen to it a million times and try to find what I like about it. Unlike other albums that we've played where it's went on for 2 hours and you just can't really give it a feel because it's just too long. But anyways, it's just perfect. The right amount of songs, the right amount of time. I put it on, I'm listening to it. And I'm like, this is cool. This is cool. Then I started thinking about why do we like AZ so much? Like this nigga is rapping his ass off. Like every word rhymes. A bomb like a comma, time, final, the and then the kind of final. Like every word I say, like AZ makes every word rhyme. I'm telling you. And I'm like, why do we like this nigga? Because this album's cool.
Why do we like this nigga?
Let me get to it. I'm cooking right now. I'm stirring the pot. Like, this nigga cool. Album cool. And I said, this last album cool. Every album has been cool. Cool. Not great, right? So then I just remember Jarrell making a joke about Papoose. For some reason, Papoose came up about his July album. And I said, let me go take a look to see if Papoose even dropped that July album. And he did. I listened to it.
Okay.
And I said, this shit not bad. But then I said, why do we clown Papoose but praise AZ? Both of these niggas is just rapping. It's nothing special about the niggas. Why?
First of all,
let me go. AZ, they both rapping. They both are nice at rapping, but we like one but clown the other.
Yeah, they basically don't make good songs. That's what he's saying.
They don't. Yeah. So then I said, well, shit, that's because AZ was still in the spotlight on all the Firm features.
Yeah.
He was still in shit. Like when he did, like, people think he got Nas on Life's a Bitch.
Right.
The Firm, people liked him better than not. Like, you get what I'm saying? Right. He's always still
like, he's a good feature, but when it comes to his whole albums, you don't want to hear
when
the whole album of AZ.
Projects, like, what is he talking about? Like, what is he doing? You get what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, so I'm just like, yo, bro, why do we clown the Dave East? And that just further, you know what I mean, let me know that when it comes down to music, personally, we just like who we like.
Right. Yeah. I said that before.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter, like, when it comes to rappers, especially how good their albums are, it all just depends on how good the music is. When it comes to rapping, AZ will be able to rap like AZ until he on his deathbed. Mm-hmm. But if the music is not fire, it does not matter what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because we already know him as a good lyricist.
Mm-hmm. So,
right, though.
It was the
album's cool. But he's saying AZ is supposed to be a great, quote unquote, great rapper, but he doesn't have any great material.
So I'll ask y'all before we get off Do or Die 2, we're gonna stay on AZ, but what did y'all think of the project? What did y'all think of the album? Because since this is like the first album that 4 of us have actually all listened to. Normally we got somebody on here named DJ Big J who don't listen to shit.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
This is the
But
first
like
time.
some like little young trigger thug.
Listen,
Right.
I know he was trolling us when he said he listened to Kanye album 4 times and it's fire. Like he
No,
just
he didn't. You did not listen to
There's
that
no
4
way he
times
can
for one
listen to
thing.
that
For
4
one, if
times.
you listen to it
Yeah.
4
When
times,
he
that's
said
a
it,
whole
no.
work shift.
He
No.
said he listened to it 4 times and it's fire. I got the tweet, fam. But
That's a
anyway,
lifetime commitment right there.
Right.
that's all I'm saying. He
Because
just
Jay
does,
don't listen to nothing, but you
right.
listen to this, like the shit was an hour and a half long.
That's
Like,
all I'm saying.
stop it.
He wants to be different so bad. Like he wants to fuck with us. That's what he does. He likes fucking with us.
Right.
But
Like at least I just said, it's not trash. I'm not completely on the other side. But that shit wasn't good either. Like, but never. We're not talking about Kanye though.
yeah, right. So what do we think of Do or Die 2? Oh yeah. Before you guys answer, to answer Jay's question, I kind of got mad at him in the group I did because this nigga asked me, "Oh, is AZ lazy?" But just like what Jarrell said, this nigga asked me in the group, "Oh, AZ lazy?" His name is album Do or Die 2. Like, first off, I'm not going to answer that for every goddamn part. It's just getting crazy. But to Jarrell's credit, like Jarrell just said, Do or Die just celebrated an anniversary. So if you want to spin back and celebrate it, that's different, bro. I think our part 2 or our sequel album conversation came from Wayne and it kind of carried over into a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody
Carter 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
Right.
4 and 5.
They
Yeah.
start doing 4 or 5, and
Yeah,
then
name your album something else.
That's all we were saying.
That's all.
And I think that it kind of took legs. So now every time somebody drops a part 2, they ask me, Eru, what do you think? I'm like, bro.
Especially when King's Disease Part 2 came out.
Yeah. Word is
Like Flaw, you don't think that's lazy? Like what's happening?
Yeah, that shit was lazy. He probably should have named that shit something different than King Disease 2.
Like, you really don't like King's Disease 1 that much,
Eru. I can't
just
listen to you on that because you don't like the nigga. So
I mean, it's like Sonic. That I get it. Like some guys, like say some other podcasts, right? They'll say that, oh, it just brings me back to this time with this and that. Like it don't bring me back to nowhere. I'm just not on that.
Back to old Nas songs. That's what you mean?
Nah, I mean, no, they saying they say like car 80. Was it car 85?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, cause some people love car 85. I'm listening to it and I think it's complete utter trash. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. I get why people like it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm listening to a car 85. I'm like, yo, man, this is trash, man.
I like that.
All right,
I like
all right.
that.
Hey, so AZ.
Now you want to talk about AZ again? You don't want to talk about how trash Nas is?
Yeah. It's just a vibe, man. I just don't get, everybody got their own,
Did you like the Firm joint on that album?
Well, that was probably like one of the most anticipated songs. I just wanted to hear, Foxy spit.
Yeah, we just want to hear
it. Right.
Yeah, that type of thing. So
I do agree with Eru when it comes to I might like 2 more than I like 1 though.
You like 2 more than it?
Yeah, but I'm not saying that 1 is trash like Eru, but I do like 2 like 1. I like 2 more than I like 1.
If you like 2 more than 1,
utter trash.
Yeah, you say utter trash. That's crazy.
Utter trash.
Not
I'm sorry.
trash.
Okay, well, I can't.
This is utter trash. That's the rap.
I can't wait to hear your thoughts on AZ. You want to go first?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of biased because AZ's from the hood. He's from East New York. He's from Well, I'm from Pink Houses, Cypress, the side blocks over there. But he's from the other side of the East, by Pennsylvania Avenue and stuff like that. For those that are familiar with Brooklyn, he's from that era, that side over there. But it's still love. I got family all up and through there, so I know where he's coming from. Just his whole swag, everything, the way he dressed, the way that he talks, everything about him. I get it. So when I'm listening to it as like a guy from where he's from.
Right. Honestly, that's one of the reasons that I'm a big AZ fan too, and always been. Like he's the epitome of a Brooklyn rapper.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
Like he's always been that way. Like he sounds the same. He sounds exactly the same as he did before.
Yeah.
So
that might be a problem. That might not be a good thing though. To Paul's point,
I think that's what we headed at. It's like, bro, you turned this shit on, and it's the same AZ from '95. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I tell you this: that Do or Die, the first Do or Die, right after I listened to Do or Die 2, I said, listen, I got to listen to Do or Die, 1 just to get where they're coming from. Mm-hmm. That young AZ was a beast, man.
Yeah, he was. Right, yeah, 1 was better.
Right,
1 was way better.
1 was definitely better.
He was like spitting on fire. Like I mean, like looking at it now, I wish I would have paid attention a little bit more or bigged it up a little bit more when it first happened, because that album to me, listening to it now, that was a classic, man. He was rapping his ass off at the time.
I love that album.
Yeah, but Do or Die 2, I thought that I think he was just trying to do something and it didn't really work. Maybe the people that he wanted to be on the album as far as production wasn't there. But freaking AZ, he never had a bad verse in his life, man. You know, like
Right,
you were
right.
saying, he just like really good at rapping.
Yeah.
Flaw. Rick Ross has a feature on here. I'm guessing you hated that.
No, I thought that was a typical Rick Ross song. I don't think Rick
Okay.
Ross would have used that young lady for the hook. There's a lot of
Okay.
things that I noticed that AZ goes. He wants a discount on. And the hook,
I
yeah,
feel you, I feel you on that.
like
Yeah, I got you.
that's
Yes, I see
yeah,
what you're saying.
that's
Yeah,
the Ross type beat, but Ross would not have used her.
he would have
Right,
used
right,
somebody
right.
else on the hook.
Right,
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, it's the song Ross. Listen, Ross probably give these guys records. You get what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm already on this.
He does.
And it's AZ. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't he want to do a record with AZ? Like,
Yeah, but I think that what I'm saying is that this song probably had Ross on it, and he said, "Here you go. This is for you." You know what I'm saying? He finished it, but
he
Ross,
probably told him like, "Yeah, I'm gonna use Shorty," and said, and Ross was like, "All right, huh?"
I,
all
I
right,
have
whatever.
a I have a theory, yo. Like we always have a running joke how Flaw doesn't like how Ross is on like everybody's shit. I think because of that, I think Ross might be like one of the not the gatekeepers of hip hop, but he's on everybody's shit, fam.
Yeah.
He's on everybody's like he's on all the Griselda.
Oh, this has been done before. This
But
has
he's
been
been
done.
on every Griselda song. He's been on Freddie album. Like this is a nigga from Miami. Like they don't rock with people like that. He's the only one.
It's been done before though. Like
I
I'm
hope.
just saying, Lil Wayne did this.
Yeah, but I'm talking about at this age, like he in his 40s still flipping on hard shit that he don't need to rap on. Like he does not
Yeah.
need to be on any Griselda records or Freddie. He don't need them.
Maybe they need him.
But
So
that's
that's proving your point,
that's
right?
good. Yeah, that proves my point. Like he's getting on everybody's shit for a reason.
And also to prove your point, man, it's like you asked me how I feel. Like if I say Ross is on everything, I don't think I said any song he was on was trash. I just
Oh
think,
no, you just hate the fact that he's on everything.
But with that being said, it's like
I
if
get
you
it.
see a Rick Ross feature, you know that thing go.
Of course.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's
You get a
the
Rick
issue.
Ross feature, yeah, you know
Yeah,
it's
it's
going.
like, oh, Ross on there, you know that's going to be one of the
Because
ones.
he don't rap on bad music. That's why.
Yeah.
Gonna catch
He has
him.
one of the best ears in the game. So you know if he got it and want to rap on it, you know you got one.
And since you guys want to talk about features,
Got Jaheim on the record, bruh. Shout out to
Oh,
Jersey.
That's
I
the
wasn't
feature
even
you
gonna
was
go
talking.
there.
That's the
I wasn't-
feature you.
Shout out to Jersey.
ain't about to go
Nah,
there.
because niggas was shitting on Jaheim a couple episodes ago. Shout out to Jersey.
We should have. We should have.
Oh, you got my boy Jaheim on the record, and I
He
like
clinked
it.
himself up though. He clinked himself up. He just got arrested the other day though for dogs. Shit. So
How do you
I
know
was gonna
that?
bring that
How
up
do you,
Where do you
yes,
get
how do you know
How
this?
do you know he got arrested? Where do you work, fam? What
On
is
the
this? What are you
news.
talking- That was not on the news. You're
It
lying.
was on the news.
Jaheim getting arrested for dogs is not on the news. What news is you looking at,
He
fam?
got arrested for animal cruelty. One dog died. He ain't feed the dogs. Like
Damn.
typical shit. He might have been on tour. I'm just saying. Like it shit
Nigga,
happens.
shut up.
This what happens when you got 10 dogs, man. You shouldn't have 20
He
dogs.
was on tour.
He might have been.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, fam.
Dogs ain't eat 2 days. Nigga came back late. You know?
Every time see Ant brought up Jaheim. Now we gotta diss him. He from Jersey. Like, stop it. Leave him alone.
Shout out to Jaheim. But that
Yeah,
wasn't
he right though. Yeah,
that wasn't
right.
the feature that I was talking about. But even that song, I'm a doula, I'm a cooler. I'm like, okay, you rap like one of the best. The
So
Wayne,
you talk about Lil Wayne.
the Wayne verse.
Eru, since you didn't listen to Drake's album, we would like you to know that Lil Wayne has a verse on that album that's probably the verse of the year.
Which one, Drake or the AZ joint? 'Cause
No.
he both of them.
Yeah, 'cause
No,
that
no,
one-
his
Sheesh.
Drake's is better than this one.
Okay.
But this one is fire too. But the one on Drake album is nuts. That might be the album, the verse of the year.
Mhm.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Lil Wayne doing the same shit Ross doing, but he been doing it though. Lil Wayne give you a verse, it ain't trash.
True.
You know the shit gonna
That's
go.
true.
He
Wayne-
been doing this.
Wayne did have a run of trash verses. He did.
Word.
He had a
He
run.
did. He did, man.
He did.
He had a run.
When?
Towards the end of his little run, and he fell like he didn't fall off, obviously, but he went away for a
When
while.
he was going through that shit with Cash Money? Around that
Kinda
time?
like he was mailing
Before-
it in. It seemed like
Before
Yeah.
Carter 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Or
was going
after
through a lot of
Carter
stuff at
five.
the time. Drugs
before.
and all that.
Yeah. I
Before.
mean, glad to see he's back, but he did have a era where he fell off. Ross doesn't have that problem because we don't look for Ross on the bar, in the bar game. All he has to do is pick
Right.
the type tempo beat, which is he can do in his sleep. You can't lose that.
Yeah.
So the pressure is less on Ross. But when we hear Wayne, we look for Wayne to go nuts, and he's been delivering for the last 2 years, ever since Carter 5 and the Funeral albums, and things of that nature. He has not let up at all. And yeah, that's Lil Wayne. But this AZ album, and what did you think about this project?
Nah, I like this project, bro. Be honest with you, I thought the production was dope. You know, of course he can rap. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say it's a classic or nothing crazy, but I throw this in the rotation for a couple. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I listen to it again.
Yeah, it's definitely after 30 listens, I rock with it.
The stuff that you give 30 listens to and the stuff you give one listen to and say fuck it, it's
Oh
crazy.
no, what I was saying was it's 40 minutes, so it's able
Right.
to spin back real quickly.
Yeah, you could play this a couple times. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to be real consistent with that. If your album 13 to 14 songs long, 40 to 45 minutes, you're going to get a few spins.
Yeah.
But if your album is 20, 30 songs long, I might take my time getting through it.
I hope Kendrick don't do that, man. I got a feeling that shit gonna be long and I'm gonna hate it.
Because you saw him submit 36 songs. You saw it, didn't you?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts?
Don't do that.
Okay.
That was my thoughts. I'm like, can he just give them a good strong 12 to 14?
15.
Yeah, 12 to 15 tracks, make this shit like less than an hour, and that's it.
But can you stay away that long and only give them 12?
That's the problem.
I think it's the gap that when you don't drop for so long, you have so much material.
That's the
And
problem.
this is your last album on this label, so you want to use them all. Because if you leave and they still if you leave the label and they still have unreleased music, it's theirs, right? How does that work?
Yeah, it's theirs.
Yeah, they just own it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's theirs.
So now you done left and they throwing out a best of project
with like bonus
2 new songs and shit. Like
yeah. They throw the deluxe out and then give you like 3 bonus songs that you didn't like.
I got
one out in the first place.
I got to drop all of them on one album. 36 records, all 36. I got to drop them all. It's not going to make for good material, but we shall see. Real quick, while we brought up Freddie Gibbs, I don't know if y'all heard or not. Not while we brought up Freddie Gibbs, but Kendrick Lamar. But Freddie Gibbs has a freestyle where he's taking shots at.
Oh yeah, we'll hear it later in the end of the show.
Okay, all right. Okay,
that's gonna be my song of the week. Eru, we have at the end of the show, you got to tell Flaw to play a song like it's our song of the week. Mm-hmm. Whatever song you feeling at the time, it could be anything, and he'll play it on the show. You get 2 minutes at the end.
Well, for me, I get to pick a song.
Everybody gets a song. Yes,
oh my God!
If you're a guest on the show, you get a song. So just think about it.
So we wanted to start the podcast off on a light note, have some fun, joke around. But right now, we can take the time to definitely send a rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. Passed away this past Monday at the age of 54, I think.
Yes.
Or Omar coming.
Who's best known as Omar from The Wire. I had a debate with my brother about that. I mean, I'm like, yo, he was best known. Like, he was the most infamous name and figure on The Wire. You know what I mean? We had a little debate. I think he started things my way. Yeah, it's like Omar was that guy. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. Who was it? What was the argument?
I think I said that he was the I can't remember what I was saying, but he was basically I won't say the face of The Wire, but he was the most known character. He was like
he was.
Guy. Well, nigga was telling me like Stringer Bell and all. I said, bruh, niggas
wasn't
for The Wire.
No, niggas hated Stringer Bell. That nigga was corny. We didn't like him.
It's just like that.
I kind of fuck with Stringer. I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, that was my boy.
Yeah, like
really?
Yeah, I
ain't fuck with Stringer, yo.
Nah, man.
I'm sorry. You caught The Wire late. You watched it, but you caught it late, right?
I never watched The Wire. I never watched The Wire.
Oh, he never watched it. Okay.
Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
First of all, don't listen to this bald head brother right there, yo. Watch The Wire, bro.
Because I ain't gonna front. Like, I caught The Wire after the fact. Because I ain't gonna lie. Like, when it was on, I think I was like in my early 20s. So I wasn't watching HBO. I was in the street. Like, I wasn't watching anything on HBO.
Okay, I was
then. So I watched it after the fact. Yeah. So, but then by the time I watched it, it is a good show. And Omar is actually, he might be one of the best characters, like one of the best characters in TV history to me.
Nah, that's a fact, bro. One of the best written characters on TV, yeah.
And the way he depicted it on screen was crazy, coming from where he come from.
So, Ebro, the reason I say don't watch it is you can watch it, but I'm just saying that The Wire is
ain't
like
gonna hit the same. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like The Wire is like in a time capsule.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
It would have been the best it would have been best if you watched it then.
when it was out.
The,
Like,
the
yeah,
the
Well,
crazy part is I got my wife watching it now because she'd never watched it. So she like on the first season, episode 6 or 5, or some shit like that. And she's
mm,
basically saying the same things. Like she said like she could tell that it was dope then.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But now
It don't hit the same.
it's not the same, fam. It's just it's old. It's too old.
well,
So go
I'm
ahead,
wondering
bro.
like Jarrell. Jarrell at the time I was we were like 22, 23 at the time
Right. I
when
wasn't
that came
watching The
out.
Wire.
So I mean, I was still living in the projects. I still was fighting dudes down the hallway that was selling drugs and stuff. Like you know, every day fighting guys in the hallway. Yo man, get out the hallway with this shit. You know,
Right.
fist fighting in front of the building. I was still doing it. So I mean, like I couldn't just like after dealing with that, having to navigate through that, I couldn't go home and watch the HBO and watch it on TV too. You know,
Right.
I was in the wire.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
not gonna
Yeah.
front. I'd like The Wire did not appeal to me at all when it first came out.
yeah.
So funny, well, not funny story, but I'm gonna freestyle this off the top of my head from what I
There you
understand.
go.
Right, Michael K. Williams was in college, I believe. Something about Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation motivated him. He dropped out of school. Uh,
Right.
wanted to be a dancer.
Hmm.
Turned out to be homeless. Shit wasn't popping off for him. You know how it go. Um, he got some gigs, but nothing major. He gets into a fight in a bar, and he gets the infamous scar on his face.
Right.
Once he gets the infamous scar, voila, roles start to appear because he gives this presence of a villain. And
Hmm.
he start getting
Hmm.
these roles. You know, what I mean, Tupac picked him to be in one of the films. I don't want to say the wrong film, but it had to be The Juice or Above the Rim. I mean, one of the two, something like that. That Tupac was invested in. Yeah, state of whatever that is. Uh, so I just thought that I always admire stories like that. You know, where you even what Eru was telling me, like even when I was telling Eru early on about how we fed up with our situations, right?
Mm.
Sometimes some people just jump out there without a plan, or they got a plan, but they don't know how it's going to work. And you're going to have situations where you don't have nothing. Shout out to those that jump out the plane without kids, you know what I mean, without a wife and kids. Like it's easier for you.
Hmm.
Well,
Bills before the bills.
yeah, or sometimes God just takes you for like I mean, like
Yeah.
him getting sliced like that. That was God saying, you want to be famous? Wow, there you go, scar
Right.
across your face. Let's let now go ahead and become Omar and go on and become a great actor now.
Exactly what I was
Right.
getting at. Like that infamous scar. That's why I brought it up. Because hey, after all he went through, it was that scuffle that left the scar on his face that allowed him to, for people to look and say, oh, we want to cast him for certain roles. And he wound up doing one hell of a job because he was one hell of an actor. He was one hell of a man. He was one hell of a speaker. Sometimes when you get into that room and you captivate it and you just can control it. So when the situation happened to where he passed, you felt it.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't think that he was one of them guys? Oh, he was. You know what I mean? Like maybe you
Right.
just think that tomorrow is promised, and we do. A lot of us think tomorrow is promised. So if you see Michael K. Williams doing a good job, we just saw him at a DMX tribute. When you
Right.
see certain
Right.
artists, when you see certain actors and artists or just people in general doing a good job, you go, thumbs up. But you don't really salute them because once again, regardless of what we think, we all think there's a tomorrow. But then when we realized that there wasn't a tomorrow for Michael K. Williams, you saw the people come out in drones like, yo, he was that guy. I
Word.
grew up on him.
Mhm.
Every show he was in, he killed it. I forgot he was in country. What's that show on Showtime? HBO Max.
Love Country.
Love.
Love
I
Country,
actually watched that.
Lovecraft
I thought
Country.
that.
Lovecraft Country. I'm sorry.
Lovecraft's Country. I'm mad they actually canceled it. But I was thinking, where the hell was they going to go next anyway? Because that season 1 was crazy.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't watch it just because I was gonna wait till like the first season was over, but they canceled it. So what's the point of me watching?
Yeah.
Well, the one season is
hate
good
that.
for it is good though. Like it's not like if you watch the season finale and it leaves you on a cliffhanger. I just think that it's good for what it's good for. Me personally, I was sitting here thinking like, where are they going to go? But
Right.
anyways, Michael K. Williams, man. I think I've said enough. Rest in peace to Michael K. Williams, man. You guys can speak your piece.
I never met him. Being from Brooklyn, I never met him, but I know a lot of people that actually knew him and knew of him, obviously. And everybody keeps saying that the type of energy that he had, like he was just a beautiful person.
Mhm.
Like like you said, he was a dancer. He did a little spoken word. He act obviously, but he was just the type of person that every time you saw him, it was just positive energy. It was good energy. And I got a little clip that he actually recited a poem somebody wrote. I want y'all to check it out. Hold on.
I don't know who wrote this, but I thought I would share it with y'all. We fell asleep in one world and woke up in another. Suddenly, Disney is out of magic, Paris is no longer romantic, New York doesn't stand up anymore, the Chinese wall is no longer a fortress, and Mecca is empty. Hugs and kisses suddenly become weapons, and not visiting parents and friends becomes an act of love. Suddenly, we realize that power, beauty, and money are worthless and can't get us the very thing we're fighting for: oxygen. The world continues its life, and it's beautiful. It only puts humans in cages. I think it's sending us a message. We are not necessary. The air, earth, water, and sky without us are just fine. When we come back, remember that we are guests and not its masters.
That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was pretty
man.
dope.
He was
Yeah,
just
that's
the
fine.
type of person he was, man. He was cool.
Yeah, he was an overall.
Uh,
He's a celebrity that I would want to be. Hold on. They calling me. Hold on. I don't get why bill collectors call you on a Sunday. You acting.
They
All
call
right.
you on Jesus Day and all that.
Yeah,
Right, right, right.
you're not
Yo,
getting it. Not getting it today. Uh, I would definitely love to be the celebrity of his stature because I hate when what I mean people feel like not feel like, but they just might be too big to answer a call or a text or an inbox.
Right.
Like I want to be that guy that still answers the DMs or still can reply or retweet. I just want to be that guy. And that just might be from experience. And I think that Michael K. Williams was a huge star, but he still was in tune with the people. I think he
Right.
still rocked with the people, which is why you see him reading that poem.
He was
Uh,
the type of person that he could be anywhere.
yeah, he could
Like
be
you will see him, and you can see him anywhere. I heard like people used to just see him in the grocery store, the post office, like anything. You can just see him anywhere. As long as you're in Brooklyn, you might run into Michael K. Williams.
Yeah,
one of the things that really intrigued me about him, yo, and the character that he played, you know what I'm saying, like in The Wire, you know what I'm saying, he played a stick up kid that was gay, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
a gay stick up kid, and then like he really got into his role, like he was kissing men and everything on the road, like,
Right.
but niggas still probably wouldn't run up on him in the streets though, like, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying, because of that type shit, you know what I'm saying, like he kind of took that and kind of spun it on his head a little bit, like, you know what I'm saying, like,
I like that character because it was like finally saw, and it went and they threw it in your face that just because you gay that he'll still blow your head off. That don't mean
right,
absolute. That means absolutely nothing.
yeah,
right.
He was just as tough and just as smart as everybody on the street.
yeah, and that just proves to my point, man. When we like somebody, even back to the AZ situation, when you like somebody, you ignore the shit that you might not ignore from somebody else.
right.
You get what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this nigga
I mean, it
can't.
was crazy.
You took what you like from him. You get what I'm saying? Like you took what you could relate to, where you might have took. You know what I'm saying? Because for some, and we talking about early, like we talking about in 2000, like before social media, before
2002, like that's when
2002.
that shit dropped. Yeah,
We talking about before people really got social about sticking up for other people. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like this thing is fresh. Like you better watch what you say now. Back then, you could say whatever.
right.
But nobody would say nothing about Omar. He was the person that you heard about when you wanted to know about the wire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Omar.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, it's just about when you can take that role and capture it and embody and make it you. When you become Omar and not Michael K. Williams, you did
Yeah.
a great job.
Right.
Yeah,
So
he became those characters. But
yeah.
what I was gonna say about him is I met him a couple times, but not just met him like I was somewhere and I actually talked to him. I
Mhm.
was with somebody else, and then it was in a spot where you won't think that you're gonna see Michael K. Williams. He just like popped up and
Right.
he was there like, oh shit, is that guy from the Wire? And he's like
Uh-huh.
talking to my man, yo, what's up, blah, blah. He's all right, yo, peace, take it easy. Because I mean, there was a clip that Fat Joe posted where there was this on Harlem, and he was in the crowd with the regular
Right.
people protesting, and he came over to Fat Joe to say what up, and he just kept it moving. Like, yo,
Right.
Michael K. Williams would just pull up in random spots.
Right.
Like I say, yo, can you come out to my event? Yo, he's already there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
He
answer your
he
phone, he's calling you.
he was marching in the Malcolm X Day parade.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
random as hell. Just that's
Yeah,
crazy.
just with the people, just there. He was already there, you know. He was that type of dude. And then also too, the second time I met him was actually I believe it was SOBs, and I was there. It was like a house thing. I kind of was there with some people, and I'm looking who's dancing. He's dancing. He's in the crowd dancing. You know, nobody else famous was there. It was just him dancing with some people.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know.
that's dope, man. Every year, the universe just throws us a curveball. We don't know who we're gonna lose, and then we wake up and we go, "What?
Yeah.
What?" And this past Monday was one of them days. It was just like, yo, this is nuts, bro. We chilling, we enjoying life. Why? You just had
Exactly. Came out of nowhere.
out of nowhere, fam. Like, give me a break. Ah,
Especially since if you do know his background and how he, had his problem with drugs and stuff like
mhm.
that. One of his demons and stuff, and didn't come to find out it could have, that possibly could have been, what could have happened, any type of overdose or
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
never
put
know. He
that
could have
on.
got a bad batch or something. You know how that go.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
put that on him, but his nephew that found him is saying something different. They don't actually know how he died. So that's what I mean. That's why we didn't bring it up because we're not about
Hmm.
to talk about it. We
Right.
don't know.
We don't know.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, until we know for a fact, and even when we find out, that's not something to talk about. Rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. Rest in peace to DMX. Rest in peace to all the other guys that's women and men that's fallen from, your demons. You fought as long as you could, and you impacted the world. Think about it. Think about it though. These people that's dying from these so-called demons and how they're impacting the world. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
you could be an ordinary guy and impact the world in no shape or form, but be fighting for your life your entire life, but yet you be one of the most impactful people to ever walk this earth.
Right.
And I think that's amazing.
And it comes full circle to that mental health stuff, man. Because I mean, nobody talks about their mental health. We don't know what he was going through. We can't speculate on the drugs and stuff like that. But how many, like I was talking about it on my podcast with Jarrell. Like, how close are we to getting to that breaking point where that one little thing could happen to you to send you down a spiral in that way? You know what I'm saying? So it's like really hard to judge people when they go through stuff. Even DMX, they automatically threw the drugs on there. It might not have been that. It could have been
Right.
something totally different. But everybody goes through stuff, and I just think like whatever you decide to do to get through this life, that's just do what you got to do, man. Because this life is not easy. This mental health stuff is real.
Word. I smoke weed.
Yeah, man. I
You
lick
gotta
I lick
get
the
in where you
wall.
fit in, bro.
You got to do what you got to do, man. I do my podcast for a mental health reason also.
Right.
Like if I could touch into that, I had pneumonia really bad, severe. I think I only had like 10% use of my lungs at the time. So I almost fucking died from the pneumonia. But after the pneumonia, I'm kind of sitting there, and you kind of could just see how things are playing out like a movie. So then it takes you on to a trip to somewhere, and then something always comes birth to something like that, man. So the podcast is one of those things that happened after that near death experience. But like I said, you never know. Like if I never told you that story, you would never know that I experienced anything like that.
Yeah,
But it's none of your business anyway.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with
Exactly.
how I deal with it, and then it is what it is. And I'm quite sure all of us have stories like that.
And it's crazy
Yep.
that you bring that up because I do this other podcast called the Podcast Brothers with my brother. And one of our main topics was there's a young gentleman, a friend of mine, he's a friend of Ant's as well, who goes on Facebook and kind of documents every negative situation he has with his kid's mother.
Really?
And you see people be like, nah, take that down. And I be sitting here,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
And
I'm familiar with them. I'm
and
familiar with that.
I be sitting here like, nah, keep that up. Because not all
Niggas need to
stuff,
see it.
it needs to be a paper trail because when he loses this, when he flips and goes
Right.
nuts,
Yeah.
Right.
nobody's gonna know why. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, you niggas, like, because when the four of us, look at us. If we lost our cool, the cops is being called on all four of us.
Oh yeah, I'm being shot
Out,
immediately.
without even
Don't choke
considering,
the shit out of me.
without
Right.
even considering what we go through. Who provoked us? Who pushed us? How many times we ignored it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all for keeping that document, asking about mental health. Yes, when I started doing podcasting, bro, that wasn't even a therapist in thought. Podcasting became a therapist. Then
Right.
you get into therapy afterwards. You're like, oh, they got therapists? I know. Oh, you don't know
Exactly.
a therapist. What's a therapist?
That's why I was saying before, to swing it back to what we was talking about in the beginning, to say that only a doctor should be able to tell you or ask you how you are. I don't want nobody to think that shit is supposed to be true at all. Like, we got to cut that shit out. That's false.
Yeah,
Cut it out.
as a grown up, man, like the going through life, like if you're still talking about like, oh, put that in the hands of a doctor or a professional like that, you got to be crazy. You live all this life and you still on that shit. Like, yo, here, take this aspirin that the doctor gave you. That's gonna make you
Right.
feel better. You still on that? Like, come on, man. You know, like
Exactly.
if you go to Barnes and Nobles and go to like the new age section or the self help section, there's a million books there. You know what I'm saying? So you're not the only one that's gone through something or felt the need to write something because somebody needs to know. Because I've been through something that maybe it'll help you. There's like a million different books out there. So to put the hands in just a doctor, the doctor has the all the answers. That if the doctors had all the answers, they wouldn't be all these books, for all these different scenarios and different thought process on how to get through this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Life is not easy.
And let me tell you something. Right? For as black young kids, I've seen situations, haven't been in it, but I've seen situations where a doctor might prescribe your little nephew, little cousin some Ritalin or something. They don't
some
need
bullshit.
They just start giving them something and giving them pills because they don't want to hear that shit, really.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like now you growing up, you addicted to something, a drug or whatever, or a medication, because that's all they did. Just give them Ritalin. Just put them in special ed. Don't get
right. They try to get
my ass.
Let your kid not like pay attention how he's supposed to in class. How quick they would try to tell them that they need to put them on some type of medication or something like that. I'm not doing that shit.
Absolutely,
it's terrible.
No, can't do it.
Dr. Umar been fighting that same fight for years, bro. It's the same shit he been talking about, yo.
He has preached that. I've heard that.
Yeah, I think with Dr. Umar's situation I think it goes back to what we've been talking about. I think a lot of people like him, some don't. I think when you align yourself with certain people, certain things can get done. Like I know he wants to build schools, but when it's just him, you get what I'm saying? When it's just you, you got so many enemies.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
It's just not going to work. He makes a lot of great points, makes a lot of points. Where I be like, but when it's just you, and you don't got the right people rocking with you, it just makes it all the hard.
It's crazy. Yeah, I get it.
Crazy. All right, man. So let's get back to the music, man, because we got the Hip Hop BET Awards coming, man. We used to go nuts over this because of the cipher.
I didn't know it was coming until you said something.
Me neither.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I didn't know.
But it's coming, Jerome. You got the clip, so you want me to read them off?
No, read them all because you sent a whole bunch of them, and there's a whole bunch of nominees. So I don't want to put all of these up here, unless you just want to do like lyricists, like do specific ones. Like I got the lyricist of the year, I got the nominees for best.
Yeah, just start throwing them up. Yeah, just start.
Yeah. I'll hold on. I gotta throw them up. Y'all say some shit.
All right. So the BET Hip Hop Awards is coming along. This used to be an award show where we actually went nuts for the ciphers. Like this used to not really be award show heavy. It used to be cipher heavy.
Cipher heavy, yeah.
Yeah, like we never really cared about. Like nobody worked on their album and said, "I'm about to win the BET Hip Hop Awards on this shit." Listen, nobody said that.
Yo, that's wild. Yo, why you say?
Nah, because he right, bro. Ain't nobody give a fuck about the BET
Hip Hop
Awards, bro.
That's true.
I think that this award show was like, this is the Source Awards. This is why you don't have a Source.
Yeah.
It was bought out. It's now the BET Hip Hop Awards. And for BET Hip Hop Award Album of the Year, the nominees are Moneybagg Yo, A Gangsta's Pain, Tyler the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost, Migos, Culture 3, Megan Thee Stallion, Good News, DJ Khaled, 21 Savage and Metro Boomin's Savage Mode 2, J. Cole's The Off Season. I'm not mad at this list at all. I think I attempted to listen to Moneybagg Yo. I didn't finish it, but I didn't hear nothing trash on it.
That was all right. Yeah, that album was all right.
You cool about that. Tyler the Creator, I ain't mad at that at all. One of my top albums.
Right.
Migos Culture 3. I personally didn't hear it, but I heard good things about it, and it's the Migos. I'm not gonna shit on the Migos. The Migos are the culture. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like niggas stole from the Migos.
Right.
You gotta respect.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say, but yeah, you're right.
That's crazy.
Meg Thee Stallion, Good News. That might be the one where I'm just like, they just keep putting Meg in every category. I don't know if this is album of the year, but if you got to have a woman in there and Meg is the face, let her have it. DJ Khaled. A lot of singles on there, a lot of hits. I don't know about that.
I'm good on that one.
Sorry, not sorry.
No way.
21 Savage, Metro Boomin, and J. Cole's The Off Season, which at first I missed. I'm like, why did J. Cole not on there? Are they punishing him for dropping too early?
Remember, it has to be a cutoff. Remember, that's why, like, Drake and Kanye shit not gonna be on here. Cole should definitely be on here to me. And I already had Tyler. Those two, him and Tyler, should be on when the Grammys come up. Those two albums have to be mentioned in the hip hop or rap album of the year, I should say.
So I'll be honest with you. Politic. How do you? I'm trying to figure out how to say this shit. If we're talking about who's going to win because of politics, it's either going to be Meg or DJ Khaled.
I think it's probably going to be Meg.
Meg or DJ Khaled. Politics. Politics is not really going to be the best album of the year. I'm not sold on that.
Nah.
Now, who you think should win is different than my politics.
Right, yeah.
Who we think should win, I don't even think we should. It doesn't even matter.
Political shit, y'all think Meg will win it?
This would be politics.
Yeah. She won Grammys, man.
Or Khaled, yeah.
Or Khaled, because it's politics as usual with Khaled, man. Like, Khaled kissed too many babies and shake too many hands not to win these fucking awards, man.
Right.
What does BT use to get their decision? Come to their decision.
We don't.
I don't think they know. I think they just pick the most popular shit and just put it on the list.
They're going to smoke a joint before they decide, nigga. Like,
right. I don't think they know.
Because if you look at these albums,
I took them off. You want me to put them back on?
Put them back for me, please. If you look at these albums, they impacted the culture in so many different ways to where even before I saw this, listen, bro, I know I might be crazy when I say this and none of y'all might agree with me, but I really think we need to start separating, like keep the women, the men, the region, the best East Coast album of the year. The best
never
West Coast. I'm only saying that because watching these documentaries, I remember watching that documentary. Ant put me on Netflix, and the South was talking about where they got their slow-mo style from, that perp and that drink and that
chopped and screwed and all that.
Chop and screw, right? Okay.
Chop and screw means more to them than it can ever mean to anybody sitting behind the board.
Well, yeah.
So I'm saying, how can you judge them if you not? You get what I'm saying? Like, how can you put J. Cole up against something that means the world to Memphis? You feel? You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. But that's just how it always is. What you're talking about would never happen. They can't base what's best regionally. It's not going to do that.
It's like a shit show to me. Like these albums have nothing to do with each other though. Like why are they there? Because they're just amigos. You get what I'm saying?
Because they're the best of the best, I guess. That just came out or whatever
in their particular category. If that makes sense. All of them are different.
Roland says, I need an open mind. I'm trying to see where I'm confused at. I just think that these are all good albums, but how do you say which one is better than the other? Like, which one had the most impact?
Yeah, you can't compare none of them.
You can't. It's hard for me to compare these albums because when you talk about impact, like J. Cole, I remember when that shit dropped, Jarrell, you went bananas.
Yeah. Yeah, right? He's rapping his ass off on
But a nigga that heard Migos Culture 3
it ain't the
might have thought that was, you get what I'm saying?
Trash. Oh, Moneybag Yo would think that's,
Like Moneybag Yo might got the best album in the world, depending on what region he impacts.
I got you.
Or demographic.
I mean? So I'm saying for me, this shit is all over the place. Now maybe that's how it's always been, and I'm just older, and my eyes hurt from looking at this shit. I don't know.
I think it's always been like that since the South and the West got into hip hop. Yeah, it wasn't like that before. When we ruled everything, we don't rule everything now. Yeah. Who's on New York? Who's from the tri-state area on this list?
Yeah.
Did anybody get snubbed off this list?
Well, I don't know what their cutoff is.
Yeah, I don't know what their cutoff is because they got Nas on the lyricist side, but no album.
Right.
Drake, they might be counting Drake's unreleased albums, but they just got random shit on here where you like, what? Like, how is he on there but not album of the year? So I don't know.
Right. I got let's do artist of the year.
Artist of the year. Of what year? This year?
That's what I'm saying. It's a cutoff. I think it's like the end of 2020.
Well, these the same names that was on the joint.
Pretty much.
Lil Baby on this list, and Cardi, and Drake.
See, it depends on what we're talking about, right? Cardi B had some of the biggest records and basically a big year off and on out of music.
Mm-hmm.
Drake
While she was pregnant. Yeah.
Drake as well. J. Cole went and joined the basketball league and dropped the Fire album. I think that should be consideration.
He should be number one on the
J. Cole joined a professional basketball league.
Africa to play basketball.
Yeah.
Word is life.
And drop some shoes. Like, I think all of this needs to be considered.
Wait, he dropped shoes?
He dropped some shoes. I got 2 pairs. J. Cole got a pair of kicks, bro.
I did not. I think I missed those.
He got 2 pairs. He had the first one and the second one came out.
And they fire.
I gotta see. I gotta check them out.
Lil Baby did the Space Jam soundtrack and dropped. He did the album with Lil Durk Well, baby got a lot of shit going on, and he like the best little nigga out, like one of the new dudes.
He the best little nigga out.
He definitely is. Meg the Stallion. I mean, have you seen her perform?
That's all you care about. What about the music,
That's all
fam?
he care.
What about the music, fam?
Music
That's
cool.
all he care.
That's all you care about. This is not the video. This is not the video awards, fam. This is the
But
album.
it's a live performer award though for them.
E-Rule. You seen Meg the Stallion perform? What you think?
Don't get
I
that
don't.
nigga in trouble.
This is
I
not
don't pay
the
attention to
award.
nobody on this list, man.
Okay.
Like, Meg the Stallion to me is like women. The women just gonna follow them, you know, and that's what
Right.
that is.
yeah.
I just want you to know, Flaw is the only one on here basically not married. Do not let him get you in trouble at all. Leave Meg out of this man's conversation. The fuck out of here, Flaw. I see you. Stop sabotaging niggas, man.
Yo, but Jarrell knows the podcast, man. I say a bunch of wild stuff on there.
Yes,
My wife, I've always had mad conversations with my wife after the fact.
Right.
You're always going to have mad conversations. Listen, bro. I remember those days, man. Like every conversation, it was a meeting. At every podcast, it was like a meeting. Like, hey, I heard this part.
Debriefing. It was a
What you talking
debriefing.
about with this? Like, what you... Like,
So Tyler the Creator, who has done huge things, dropped a fire mixtape, and didn't he do like a live show during another versus? Like he kind
he
of
killed it. It was the BET Awards.
BET Awards.
The awards, not the hip hop awards.
Okay.
He had the best performance of the night. But you know me, I'm biased when it come to Tyler, so I think that nigga should win everything.
Yeah, he's super creative, man.
that's what I'm
That
saying.
name says it all.
This is going to be tough because once again, I just keep seeing Meg the Stallion. I just think politics. I just think that if there was a time for a woman to dominate and against men, this would be it. I just think that's the era we in. I just think this is the era that we in.
Damn,
And
she
she
just
got
won.
shot.
She just won everything last year.
Nah, that was this year.
That was this
Still.
year. That's what I'm
The
saying.
Grammys. Remember she did something at the Grammys. That was
All right,
still
I'm
this
talking
year.
about the BET and shit awards last year, the hip hop
see, that's-
awards and shit
that's-
last
yeah,
year.
That's where you're getting confused at. The BET Awards and the BET Hip Hop Awards
It's
is
two different
shit.
things.
And they just happened a few months ago.
Right. Like
That
the
shit was
hip, like
shit.
she was on the regular awards,
So,
but she's
yeah.
so killing the hip
So
hop
this
awards
is
too.
this is the still the run for her getting shot and
Yes.
shit. Oh,
Yes. This is the I Got Shot tour.
oh, she's still on that tour.
You know, I'm not trying to diss Meg, but
Nah, yeah.
this is she's still
Yeah, she's
you
still
know,
on this run. Damn.
Because if you
Yeah.
remember, the BET Awards, their energy was Year of the Woman. They
Yeah,
can't,
that was-
they can't stop now. It's the same year.
Right, it's the same year.
Same year.
You stop shitting on women at the
Be
end.
real hypocrite.
Cause football out, they stop shitting on women.
Same fucking year.
So Meg dominates this awards. It was y'all saying basically.
I see her winning.
What other categories is there? That's artist of the year. So she the hip hop artist of the year. Basically, is what y'all saying.
Hot album. She was on WAP. Have you seen her perform?
That's all you care about, man.
Yeah.
Have you seen those moves?
All right, the live performance. I got the live performance. I don't like the live performance list. I think it's kind of crazy. Hold on.
Yeah, because Kiss Jada Kiss and them should be up there, but that's another story.
Here's the live performance list, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that all of these people are good performers. Who has seen Busta Rhymes perform that he got nominated for this? And
Right.
perform where? Where did he perform at?
He was at the BET Awards. He performed at the BET Awards.
When?
Only thing I saw was a DMX tribute.
DMX tribute, yeah.
If that shit counting, that's wild. If that
Bro, that
shit
is-
counts, that's wild.
Listen,
man.
it's kind of like how motherfucking performance on TV get nominated for an Emmy or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm kind of giving you the logic a little bit.
So if he got nominated just for that performance, he's the best performer of all
Ever.
time.
Yeah, ever.
I mean, he did come from under the stage and perform. I don't know if that matters.
And I'm not even trying to shit on Busta because obviously he's one of the best, if not the best, live performer in hip hop history.
This year.
But
Yeah.
but to be nominated now, when I ain't seen this nigga on stage in years, like I don't get it.
Cardi B performed while pregnant. She also has dope performances when she does
WAP.
perform. You know what I mean? WAP with all the dances.
Right.
The baby does a tremendous job when he performs. He always puts on a show. That's what it is. Doja Cat. I'm not too familiar with Doja Cat's performance.
She has a nice show. I've seen her before. She has a
Meg
nice show.
Stallion.
Kind of like Meg. Her and Meg are kind of like neck to neck when it comes to how they do their shows with the dancers and outfits and stuff, Doja Cat is on the same line.
Stallion? Have you
Yes.
seen Meg Thee Stallion perform?
Have you honestly though, have you seen Doja Cat perform?
No.
Do you know what Doja Cat looks like?
I do. She's very attractive.
You need to do your research on her performances also.
I get with Doja Cat. I just can't shake that thing she got into herself. I know she was selling feet pics to racists or something shit like that. Doja Cat was doing some wild.
That's not part of the count. That is not part of the criteria of this category.
Oh,
though.
man.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
saying, bro.
Yo, that's wild, yo.
Meg Thee Stallion wouldn't do no shit like that. Tyler the Creator performance. I like
Of course.
Tyler the Creator performing. I like Meg performing. The baby's not going to win this. Let's just keep it a stack.
Oh, it's over. Yo,
Not gonna win.
he lucky he got nominated, but
Yeah, and they keep putting the baby and Meg Thee Stallion together like they think they be slick, bro. They just be. Everybody likes a train wreck. They want to see something happen, but the baby's not winning. That's for sure. Busta Rhymes not winning. We got Cardi B, Doja Cat, Meg Thee Stallion, Tyler the Creator. At least we got it down to 4.
at least we know it's gonna be a woman that wins, though.
I think
Doja
they're gonna
Cat,
give it to Cardi.
Cardi.
Yeah. Give it to Cardi.
I can see that.
She just had that baby too. Nice consolation prize to get
And-
the hip hop. You know what I mean? The
Biggest
live
Saucy
performance
Award.
of the year. You know what I'm saying? That's a nice little
And-
consolation prize.
It's their way to make up for all the years they just gave everything to Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj just won.
Well, they had to give it to Nicki
They
Minaj,
had to,
bro.
though.
But now
Wasn't nobody.
But now you got multiple women and they need to use them.
Okay,
You
so
know
we
what I'm
can. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Because that's how you change the narrative to me. Like, just spread it out. More women win, more women dominate. It just makes it, and it makes it so that women don't have to rip their heads off, because that's the narrative that they kind of painted. There can only be one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now, if Nicki and Cardi can both eat together at the same time with no beef, then it can be shown that multiple women can do that, and we have not seen that ever in hip hop.
No.
This is pretty much the last one, lyricist of the year.
Wow.
Ebru, who you got?
Why is Meg on here, fam?
You better say
I don't know
Meg,
why.
bro.
This is
If you don't
pissing me
say
off
Meg,
now.
bro, you can't
Bro,
be
why
on
is
no
Meg
more,
on
yo.
here?
Bro,
fam?
do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying?
Why
It's-
is Meg on
the
here?
year of the women's politics, bro? I'm just saying.
Meg right above Nas, fam. How you feel? about that?
Yo,
Yeah,
How
you
did
can't
you
even
feel
see
about
Nas there with the
Word.
thing.
Right. How do
Niggas
you
say
feel about it?
ass.
how Meg got a nod over Conway is crazy, yo.
Yeah.
But, like, you can name some other people too. Like,
Freddie, like,
yeah,
I'm just,
yeah.
you know,
Stop it. Like, this is crazy.
it's
Yeah,
just-
but can it be that because the butcher is on there? Like, did Conway get
no.
I would
I
hope
think
not.
that matters now.
Okay,
That should not matter, because if that matters, that's corny as hell.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
if they
corny.
both nasty. They both nasty.
yeah, you know.
So you throw Meg name up there just to be politically correct? Like, that's corny,
That
yo.
has to be the reason.
Oh, that's
Like,
wow.
why else would she be up there for lyricist of the year?
And this not even hate either, yo. Like,
Oh, no, it's not
us
hate.
hating either.
Not hate at all.
Yo, does any guy out there rock Megan Thee Stallion and say, "Yo, man, yo, she's spitting," got it in the eardrums, listening to that shit?
Nah.
I
I
don't,
don't think not
I
one
don't
man
think
on this
most
earth.
women do that either.
Right.
Exactly, yeah. So that's crazy, man.
Wow, that's crazy.
And the crazy part, the women we do rock with, they ignore us. We tell you
Right.
who the fuck is nice,
Right.
and
Rhapsody.
they ignore us.
Rhapsody should be pissed
Rhapsody
right now, yo.
be nominated every year for everything.
Rhapsody should be ready to smack somebody right now, yo.
They're going to be quick to say that the men hate Meg Thee Stallion. It's not that we hate Meg Thee Stallion for this situation. What we're saying is we'll tell you who nice, you just won't never give them the credit.
Exactly.
Meg Thee Stallion can win every other award, but there's some other spitters out there that we're going to tell you about. You're just going to ignore us and keep putting Meg Thee Stallion on lyricists. And now it's her against. Listen, this is what I mean about the energy of fellas. When they say this is a woman's year, you put Meg Thee Stallion against all those men. If she loses, even though she should lose, though
Right.
you're going to see some
Make it
shit
look
on the
bad.
socials because a bunch of men and it's the men are like, bro,
No, I think it's actually worse if she wins.
Well, remember Beyonce won last year, right?
Some bullshit like that. Yeah, like they just giving this shit away, fam. This shit is trash.
That's what I'm saying. Beyonce won last year.
Or at least if she didn't
turned
win,
Meg.
but if she didn't win, she was definitely nominated for some shit like that, for like lyricist or something like that. That we
the
was like, what the
Savage.
fuck
For
were you talking
Savage.
about? Yeah.
Ebru, who you got winning?
Wait a second. Beyonce won lyricist of the year
I
last
gotta
year.
check it, but she
Yeah.
definitely was one or
On the Hip Hop
nominated
Awards.
something
On
about
the hip-
lyricist.
I
had to
don't
look it
know
up.
if it was lyricist. It might have been song. I don't.
Man, it was
Oh,
lyricist, bro.
but
Yo, I
that
don't know
guy
if it was.
picked
I'm
one-
not 100% sure, but Flaw, I remember us be like, "Yo, this is some bullshit."
Yo, not for nothing. Beyonce be spitting though, man. She don't really be singing. She be rapping her albums.
Sean Carter be spitting.
I'm not gonna front. I go as far as say Beyonce better than Meg.
Word, I give you that.
She rap better than Meg too.
Yeah.
Who y'all got winning though?
Benny.
Yeah, Benny, without a doubt.
If you're gonna go by all the songs that he's been on, all the projects that he dropped and features and stuff, to me, it will have to be Benny. Like J. Cole dropped one album in the last 4 years. Well, let me rephrase that: Benny or Little Baby. If Little Baby wins, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah, I ain't mad at Little Baby. Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Benny
Everything
should
else,
win.
I'd be like, yeah, Benny should.
It's about time they get their recognition, bro. Like,
yeah, because I don't think they won anything.
Nah.
They just killed it.
This post is from Benny the Butcher, so he's pretty excited that he was nominated for this. So, yeah, it means something to them. Yeah, why not? Why not say, yo, I beat Drake? Because this could mean something to Benny, mean nothing to Nas, mean nothing to might mean something to Cole. I don't know who it means something to. I think this means nothing to Nas.
You think Cole care about this?
I think Cole is highly competitive.
I don't think Cole care about any
not
type
the Source
of
Award.
Not this.
Yeah,
call this shit the Source Award.
That's what I'm calling it now, bro. These the Source Awards.
It basically is, yo.
It basically is the Source Award.
Basically is.
Okay. Damn. Okay. But to get the money behind you though, I mean, to Roland's credit, we need Drake, we need Megan. That's what I'm saying. Politics.
They're not gonna be there. Drake not gonna be there. So why even nominate him?
If you promise him a win, you might show up.
But Drake is not showing up, bro.
To the Source Awards, fam.
He's not showing up. He barely come to the BET Awards.
He don't even go to the Grammys at all. Like he don't go to shit like that.
That's a fact. And he doesn't do interviews.
Right. He don't perform during those award shows or nothing. At least that I remember. I don't remember Drake. Last time you see Drake at an award show, I don't think he does.
When he won that Grammy and told niggas, yo, this don't make you. No, what I mean? He said that shit.
Yeah. I do remember that. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
I think Benny should win it though.
Benny should
Conway not being nominated and
it's crazy.
And
that's
Meg
crazy.
Is just weird, and you could tell just by that the credibility is kind of whack.
Yeah.
Hate to say it.
Wayne not being nominated.
Right.
I guess Wayne because he only did drop an album though, but we didn't really like it that much last year. But then he's been dropping 5 singles.
Shit, though.
But he recently though, remember this is a cutoff type of thing. Like some of the stuff is not they can't even put on here yet. Like Drake album can't be nominated for no shit like that. It just came out last year.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Jarrell, because that was actually like a random thought.
So how he the lyricist of the year then? If he ain't dropped shit and he ain't really been on shit.
He had features.
Who, Drake?
He's been on features.
Drake dropped 2 albums that was like unreleased music. It still went one.
Oh yeah, that shit from him and Future.
Remember he got a couple and he got a couple features too.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't nominated, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, like they didn't have
Conway should be up there before him.
Conway should be up there, period. Like
absolutely.
That's
Jarrell,
crazy.
You brought this up, and this was a thought that I was having about Lil Wayne, right? Because I'm sitting here like, yo, Wayne is killing verse after verse. He might be another one of them guys that can't really put together an album.
Might be.
Lil Wayne as being like the best out, because we don't talk about that. We just say, damn, he got bars. But we just don't go, damn, Wayne is one of them guys, one of them two, 3 guys. We just never go there. Is it the albums that do it? Because he doesn't.
I mean, he has a couple albums that are solid and complete bodies of work. You know what I'm saying? But I hear what you're saying. I mean, like you could take some for this album, some for that album, and throw it together. Like that Carter 5 and that Funeral could have been one album. You take the best tracks off of those albums. Right. That could have been one album. Like,
you think the ghostwriting has something to do with it?
Of him having a ghostwriter, or no? I don't. I just don't think that,
because that would matter. Like if people really think that Gilly was really writing a lot of his shit, like that would matter to some people.
Well, he became more popular after that because Gilly left after Carter 2, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about the fact that he even had one period.
So that's a real thing that Gilly was really like the ghostwriter for
allegedly.
Yeah. None of that's proven. It's just
none of that's proven, but
allegedly.
I'm saying.
But you can also say at the same time though, because I would hate this though, because when you actually put a Philly nigga in the studio with a guy from Louisiana where they don't really got their own swag yet, they just wear t-shirts and Jabot soldier rags. They don't got swag. So a nigga from Philly come and he got swag. So I think what Gilly was saying was he would like take the hat or he would wear stuff that I would wear. Like it's a sense of, or he would say the bull. You get what I'm saying? It's like I don't know if he ghost wrote for Wayne, but Wayne would take what he heard Gilly say and add it to his rhymes. That's a fact because he was talking about something bull on like
right.
what?
Yeah.
You don't talk like that in
You're not from
New
Philadelphia,
Orleans.
fam. You're
Right.
not from Philadelphia.
So I don't know if it's proven that he wrote something, but Wayne did take Gilly's look and slang and create his own, which is what he did after he met Dipset. Like I said, Wayne just never had his Louisiana. They just never had their own thing. They don't have a fashion.
They might, but we might not know about it.
T-shirts, bro.
But it's not like a fashion. It's not like whatever they did. It wasn't big enough for us to know about it until they actually did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
Louisiana got beads, man. Show your tits and they throw beads on you. That's the only thing I know about their fashion sense in Louisiana.
Yeah, shout out to Louisiana for that, man. For that good old Louisiana, that good old Southern cooking. Women that twerk.
Yes.
And niggas that wear Reeboks and T-shirts. That's what we do. Shout out to Louisiana though, man. You guys rock. I would definitely love to visit Louisiana sometime.
No doubt.
I think that's really all we got for our shit, man. But we can definitely touch on the Die Hard Knicks podcast real quick, man. You NBA season 2K just dropped. I think it dropped a bit early. Do you play video games at all?
A little bit, man. I got a lot of stuff going on, so I can't really get into the video. I've been trying to teach the kids how to play.
I got mad. It took me like 3 games to beat the Knicks. My team shit was pissing me off. Took me 3 games. Like I'm like, yo, am I playing a video game or am I playing real life?
Why do I have
to play?
Hey, yo, be nice.
I'm trying to have fun. They really got me working, using my brain to come up with a strategy.
I think you thought it was just like the Knicks from a couple years ago. I thought we were sorry. You thought you was playing a bum team. That's why.
I didn't think it'd be that different.
And you got seen by the computer, nigga. That's what you get.
Yeah, well, I was playing 2K20, so then the rosters are updated through the fans and stuff like that. So I mean, I haven't lost since the Knicks made all these trades and stuff like that. So the Knicks really have a really good team now, man.
Yeah. So what do y'all expect? Because here's the thing, bro. A lot of times in the NBA, the off season is like go to 15 teams, and 15 teams could say, "Yo, we going." But there's only 8 teams that can make the playoffs, and you guys was in the 4th seed, right?
Right.
With all the changes that's been made, where do you guys see the Knicks realistically this season?
Well, see, that's the difference between my podcast and a lot of guys. Like a lot of people are afraid to say stuff. I just say right off the top, we're gonna win a championship. And I don't care what nobody say. We can go down the rabbit hole or whatever. I'll put our point guard against anybody else's point guard. You want to say he's injury prone, put our backup point guard against anybody's starting point guard. Look at our starting shooting guard. If you want to say it's Fournier, we could put him against anybody in the world. And be competitive. You know what I'm saying? RJ Barrett, small forward. You can just go down the line. You get Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. Put any of our guys against any of your guys, and you're gonna get a nice competition. So if I say the Knicks gonna win a championship, then bring the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Who's your team? And let's talk. When we play you, tag me in the post and let's talk about it.
Okay, we definitely gonna.
Because honestly, I could actually say right now, the Knicks are actually one of the deepest teams in the league.
Yeah.
Before our roster was shit. Like I can honestly say that from like 1 through 10 can all get minutes.
Yeah.
Like we could actually Thibodeau is not going to do this, but we can actually have a 12-man rotation that actually get minutes.
Here's my thing, right? We all know that the NBA is gearing up for Brooklyn Lakers finals.
Right. They have 2 all-star teams.
We can see that. We can see
it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me though, Brooklyn as yet, Kevin Durant, yes, he's not in this. But the Kyrie Irving and the James Harden have yet to prove to me that they can go a whole season
without fucking up.
Without, yeah. Like Kyrie is likely to just skip games because he don't like the way he gets treated in Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
I don't mean to cut you off, but Kyrie is not vaccinated. I don't think he's the type of person to get vaccinated, and because of that, he's going to miss all of their home games and all of the games that he plays in the Garden, because in New York, you have to be vaccinated in order to play. So he might miss half the fucking season, which is crazy. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to either cheat or have him do something. There's no way they're gonna have him miss a half a season. Yo, they're gonna cheat, fam.
They could just say he got it.
Right? They're gonna
Like,
cheat.
just shut the fuck up. You don't
Right.
got somebody you
Don't
don't
say
got.
shit.
Don't
You're
say
playing Milwaukee tonight. Like that's what they're going to cheat. They're not gonna have him not play just because he's not vaccinated. I don't buy that at all.
You know how bad that is for him to just pop up on the 15th game. Now you still ain't got no rhythm. I don't care if you can go play in Milwaukee, bruh. We got a whole system going on. You coming and interrupted it, so that's not going to work. James Harden, like these guys are really saying, oh, because we got Durant, Harden, and Irvin. Those two haven't proven much to me, fam. I'm sorry. When it comes down to their personal accomplishments in Houston, I know Chris Paul got hurt, but we've seen so many games from James Harden where his team was up and then his team was down. He's Mr. 30 to 40 points a game in the regular season, but don't show up when we need you. So I'm just not a real big believer in Brooklyn. With that being said, also the Sixers, Ben Simmons. We don't know what the Sixers are going to look like. So with that being said, the two teams that were kind of high, and I'm going to respect the Milwaukee Bucks. They're the champs, even though they lost PJ Tucker. I'm going to respect them. Porter might not return. I don't know if Porter found a new team yet, but I'm still going to respect them. So let's put them high. The Knicks, my team, Miami, I ain't going to lie. The Hawks, like I see these teams making noise. I do think that the usual suspects will get a high ranking, but I can still see them getting knocked off, man. I don't think no team should be fearing these guys because James Harden has to make us believe. That's how I am.
I think people should really be more scared of the Hawks than they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. I know they beat us in the playoffs and shit, but Trey, a year older, is going to be a problem, man. I'm telling you. Now that he got that playoff experience, Trey is going to be nuts. Ice Trey is going to be a huge problem for the East until he leaves it, if he leaves. But the Atlanta have all the athleticism in the world, and Trey is unguardable. So
yeah,
and they got a good coach now.
Yeah, the NBA is in a good spot. Unfortunately, it's like 7 teams right now in the East where you go, man, those guys are good. But unfortunately, somebody's going to have to get 7. Somebody's going to have to get 8. 2 teams are going to have to play in. Just the way it works. Just the way it works, man.
Go ahead, Ebro, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's good for the fans too because you know I'm talking shit about championships, but if your team is good, your team is good. You know, just from a fan standpoint to watch games and just the camaraderie and just the rivalry within us, you know, that's great. That's just great. Listen, you know, great entertainment. You know,
right. So how you feel about the Heat?
I love what Miami did. I think Miami made the best moves they could possibly make. We talking about picking up PJ Tucker, picking up Kyle Lowry. We talking about picking up Marcus Morrison, one of the Morris brothers.
The good one.
Yeah, Marquise.
The one that we had.
we picked up players to guard the Durants. Like it's like you're not going to get a Durant. So you see what PJ Tucker did with Durant. Like Durant, you can't stop him, but you can put a body on him.
Yeah, you just got blown his ear.
You just got to do some things, right?
Right, you got to blow his ear. That's all you can do with KD.
Miami went and got the players, the dogs. We'll say that. And what they do with the dogs might be a second round elimination. Take the Nets or somebody to 7 games, but I don't think it's a championship team. But I just think that's the best offseason we possibly could have had, honestly. I'm looking at the signings. I'm like, oh, we got PJ Tucker, the Morris brother, Kyle Lowry. Like we're getting players that you respect. Last year, our starting point guard was none. Nobody know who he is.
Right.
If you watch ball, you know he pretty good from time to time.
Fam.
He's not Kyle Lowry. He's not
Alfred Payton. Do you think Kemba Walker will not scare people more than Alfred fucking Payton?
Now you see what I'm saying? Like everybody is good in the NBA, but when you get Walker, you go, oh shit, that's a different game plan.
Completely different dynamic of how offense is going to be ran. Completely different.
You got to respect it because the name is coming.
Right.
Like you niggas got Derrick Rose coming off the bench. That's still Derrick Rose.
Right.
So when you say, oh, Miami got Kendrick Nunn starting, who? The game plan is different. He might drop 30, but you still every night you're gonna be like, who?
Yeah, Kendrick Nunn will drop 30 maybe like 3 times all season, but in those 3 games, you'll be like, who the hell is that?
Yeah, who the hell is that? Drop 30 again. I don't care. I'm about to guard Butler. Like do it again. I don't know who you are. But when you bring Kyle Lowry, it changes things. So now it's just like I like my team. Like my team. And what's your team, Ant?
The great one doesn't have a basketball.
Yeah, he don't got a team.
I could have thought it was the Sixers or something.
He abstains in basketball conversation.
When does Die Hard podcast Nick's episodes drop?
I do it whenever the
he
good Lord
random.
tells me to do it. When the wind blows, I say, "Oh shit, let me do a podcast." You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's why. That's what part of the reason I love it. Like, yo, Eru is on because I ain't doing shit. I'm about to watch all of this.
Yeah. So to me, it's all about the energy. A lot of times, I just don't like. You guys could do a podcast like once a week at a certain time. I just can't do that at all, man. With the way things are going. So like I said, whenever I can go on, I just go on and just let this shit stick. Wherever it lays.
Believe me, it's hard for us to do this shit on a scheduled basis too, because it's three of us for the most part, and all of us have different stuff to do. All of us got families, so like we picked this spot because it's like the only spot that can be picked all week. Right. That's the only reason we get to do it.
And I'll be honest, I wish I had that type of freedom. Because you ever have an idea? Like, oh, I'm about to kill these niggas.
Yeah. But I don't pod for another fucking 5 days.
To the second that 5 days come, like, man, I don't even give a fuck about that shit no more. Like, I don't
stand that shit.
Or somebody done stole the idea. Somebody done already potted it on it already.
Yeah, somebody done potted about it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Mind about the idea.
I'm not gonna lie. I put Michael K. Williams as the cover, right? Eru, I do the covers and shit, right? So, you know how much it hurt me to know that we basically talking about it a week late.
Right. I get you.
I hate that. I hate stuff like that, man.
Yeah, there's so many thumbnails and stuff that I made that's in the stash that a podcast that I was gonna do, but that I can't do it because something happened or whatever. Shit is crazy, man. But it's good to. I mean, because I say you guys are excellent. I want to talk you guys up. Big Flaw, the Great One. You guys are excellent, man. So I watched the podcast. Like I told Jarrell on the show when I first clicked you guys, I was ready to exit, but as soon as you guys are talking, then I just went like that. I just sat back and now I'm just listening to you guys because just the realness that you guys have, I admire it. And then also too, I acknowledge the fact that four guys, getting together, at one time to do something that's a gift in itself. Yeah. So I'm just tuned in for the shit, instant subscribe and all that. So
thank you, sir. Appreciate
it, man.
Yeah,
man. So I was tuned in to the Die Hard Knicks podcast night with Jarrell on and all of that. And you have a tremendous following. I was watching that. Like, I'm seeing people tune in. And for you to just be random, you get what I'm saying? And the people show up.
He does not know how. I think Eru actually doesn't know how good he is. Because if you had, just by the show that we had, Eru.
Yeah.
None of them know me at all, right? Most of them never probably even heard of the show. But if you had like 25 people watching on a fucking Friday night at 10:30. That's nuts, fam. Like that shit does not happen normally, man. Like, you have a good following there. Like, that means that they will, as long as you're up there, they will talk to you. They will look at you, talk about anything. Because we didn't even talk about the Knicks the whole time on that show.
Right. The way I think about it too is it just for me it's just energies, and I don't necessarily care about what people say, what people think, and also too, I'm not trying to get nobody. I'm not trying to get guests and stuff like me and Jarrell hooked up just off of the love, the energy. Right. That's how we got together. I have the most famous guy I might have been well, I mean, that's not even important, but just like to get the people on the pod is really just like an act of love. It just happened. I'm not in people's DMs or sending emails and stuff like this. It's just not how I am. So I get that's what people like. People like the randomness of it. They like just the fact that they don't know what to expect because they don't know who's gonna pop on the show or whatever. Like I get it.
Didn't you have Holito on there one time?
Yeah, I had Holito on. You see, that's the thing too. I never seen The Wire, so I never seen him on that show. So when me and him were building it, we were just building just awesome Nick shit. Not because I was like, oh, I gotta have you on my show type of thing. Right. He just wanted to get on because how I give it up. So he wanted to be on it on that vibe too.
Which that's crazy, Kai. How we since we was talking about The Wire, I forgot that Holito McCallum, who played I forgot his character on The Wire. I forgot the name on the character of The Wire, but he was on The Wire, and like recently he was on Eru's podcast. That guy was a good show. That was dope.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. So you got a football team, Ebro?
The Giants, but after Colin Kaepernick, man, that shit kind of like messed me up a little bit with football. So
okay.
Yeah.
Understandable. We're winning right now, 7-3 against the Broncos, just in case you wanted to know. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got a sweatshirt on.
All right. I mean, we can get ready to get about. Hey, did y'all see the Holyfield fight last night? Aren't we happy he didn't? Aren't we happy he didn't sign up to fight Tyson?
No, I'm just happy he didn't die in the ring.
Ooh, that looked bad.
Real
like,
talk,
don't get
though,
me
man.
wrong. Like he's if you look at him, he's like the best 6-year-old ever. Like if you actually see what he actually looks like. But once he starts fighting,
That nigga 60.
he's 58. Yes.
Yeah, 58 years old.
He has the body of a 25-year-old though. Like in the interviews, but once he starts swinging the hands, it ain't there no more. It's a
Did you
wrap.
see the fight? Did you see the
I didn't.
highlights?
Nah, I was incapacitated.
Oh,
I watched that bullshit last
It looked
night.
bad, bro. It looked bad.
I'm gonna catch the highlights on YouTube.
Yo, it looked like it looked like a Spanish guy getting a fight with an old guy in front of a bodega. That's what it looked like.
Holyfield was so discombobulated, he swung, spent around, and almost fell through the ring by himself.
Right. He didn't even hit
That's how
nothing.
bad he was. Like this nigga's about to go into the third row off miss. Like it's crazy.
And the highlights ain't gonna be that long, fam. The shit was over in the first round.
It was the first round. Oh man.
Yeah, TKO first round, man.
Oh man.
That would have been Tyson's revenge. I guess that's why I'm mad because Tyson definitely would have got him out of there, fam. But I remember
That shit still wouldn't have counted though. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, that's.
But for Tyson fans who keep watching that Holyfield fight, who
Just because
like
he whipped his ass before he got whooping in the
Bobby Weave,
60s and shit.
Bobby Weave, Mike. You ever try to control something that already happened? Nah, get that shit.
Let's get their revenge in the
Yo,
60s
fam.
though. Grumpy old men. That's crazy.
I don't care. Tyson would have beat the hell out of him, and then we all would have been happy. Tyson would have beat the shit out of him.
That's crazy how
Yeah, Roy said, "God damn, I thought this was an exhibition."
Yo, fam. We love Tyson so much, right? He bit that nigga ear and we was mad at him. Like,
You shouldn't have had
why the
Buddy,
fuck
nigga.
was your head? Why the hell was your ear near Mike's mouth in the first place?
Let's keep it a buck, though. Let's keep it a buck. Did he not put his ear in the same spot, though,
Fam,
for a second
it
bite?
does not matter. Mike bit his fucking earlobe off, man. That's crazy.
You gonna put your ear back there, though? This nigga put his ear back.
But
He
it's
got bit
crazy.
twice.
Like you said before, it's about who you like. We
About
fuck
who
with
you
Mike
like,
Tyson.
man.
We fuck with Mike Tyson so much. He bit a nigga in the ring and we didn't care. I've never seen no shit like that before, fam.
In fact, we all know Mike Tyson quit on a stool. We don't care.
Right.
Don't care. Muhammad Ali quit. Don't care.
Don't care.
When you like somebody, bro,
Doesn't matter.
guy.
But it could be somebody you hate and could give you a gladiator effort and don't give a fuck about it. Like,
That Holyfield would have quit on the stool. That would have been the story of his career. That would have
we
been
called him a bum. We would have called him all types of names. He's
Yeah.
sorry as hell.
His whole career would have made out in the toilet just off that one thing there.
Absolutely.
Whole career would have been over.
That was the worst fight I just seen, yo.
Oh, so you just watched it?
See?
That's it.
That quick while we was talking. See, that's what I said. I told you what gonna
That
be
was
long.
literally the worst
Look,
fight I ever seen.
And the funny thing is, he didn't watch the highlight. He watched the whole fight. He watched the whole damn thing that quick.
Yeah.
Whole thing that quick, man.
Who was he swinging at? He almost killed himself and went through the ring
Yeah.
and then just stood there like this. Like, what the? Wow.
Tyson with it.
He got
watched
paid
the
for that?
whole fam. He watched the
Yeah.
whole fight while we was talking.
Man, Holyfield owes somebody some bread. Yes, he got paid for that. That's why
Had to have.
he got to.
He did
Bill,
that shit for his credit score and shit.
back. Something.
Man.
He got a new house. Probably got a new house.
He
for
ain't take that fight because he got a newborn. That ain't seen him fight yet. It's got to be something else, man.
Nah, man.
Fight
'cause
is roll out.
No. I think the dude that he fought, I don't think he was young. He was young compared to him. I think it was just another bum. Like, is the dude that he fought, I never heard of him.
I never heard of him.
Yeah, like, I don't think he was that old either. He might have been in, like, late 30s, early 40s. He whooped
telling
his
you, that's
ass in,
pop-
like 3
pop-
minutes.
Yeah, that's like Poppy from behind the counter. I'm telling you, man. He didn't want to pay for the 40. He jumped the counter and started fighting. Shit is crazy.
I ain't paying for this, man.
$199. What?
What?
Yo, Poppy, you give me $5, I give you $250 back. What's happened? What happened?
Hey,
All of a sudden, they in the street.
fellas, I'm
Nice.
gone, man. I gotta go.
All right, man. Hey,
Lay down,
in your
bro.
record, man. We about to get up out of here anyway, man. We about to go to this live and play some music, man. Shout out to
send it.
Ant the Great One, man.
All right, man.
All right,
I'm
dog.
going to get off YouTube. Eru, we got to get off YouTube in order to play the song, so just stay on. But thank everybody for checking us out. Shout out to Roland in the chat. Peace.
So Roland seen Ebro and said, wow.
Hating off, hate as soon as the shit started, right?
Know that's hey, shout out to
Who
Roland.
is
bro.
this
He said,
nigga here,
wow,
fam?
who is this?
This nigga.
Bucko?
All right, man.
These niggas. Wow.